Does it still have that intro? Is the intro playing?
I don't know. I've clicked go live, but nothing's happening. This end. So if I do this, go like that. We've got adverts.
Oh no, we are wrong.
I don't know why.
We're wrong.
I don't know why I bother with the monetisation and the advert side of it, because they get you about 2p a month. Unless you're Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday Live. We have got Luke from Spar Spiders on, a regular to a lot of the live streams.
We have done a few of these now.
Yeah, always good. Always good. We just do a quick hello. So, Hayley, United Inverts. Hey, Sin Section. I like that name. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Bob. Scroll down.
It's always nice because I've been on a few times now. I'm starting to recognise a lot of the names.
Hey, Susan. I'm glad you are. Hey, Andy. Hey, Flower. Cauliflower. Oh, my God. Hey, Jeanette. I think it was Hey, Louise. Hey, Claire. Some of the names that come on, you think, how did you even think about putting that onto YouTube and having that as a name? Just absolute brilliance. So the Tuesday night lives. If you're new to my lives, we don't swear or anything like that for the first hour. Come 9 p.m. We do swear. We do have adult conversation and such like. So what that does is just allows, if you've got any kids watching, they can watch for the first hour. So it keeps them involved. And indeed, if they've got any questions for Luke, if they've met Luke at a show and stuff like that, put it in the comments and then we'll get back to them as well. After 9 p.m.
It might not be the same today, this bit.
Yeah, after 9 p.m. This is where it's going to get a little bit spicy because we know Luke really, really well. We know he enjoys a good night out. So with that kind of bearing in mind, he has given us full permission to ask him anything that we want to. So the more provocative questions that we can get to him after 9 p.m, the better. But that's when we shall ask.
It's funny, I was just about to say it might be different than 9 because Chris isn't here, but
no, before Chris joined me on the Tuesdays, it's always been 8 till 9 for the kids. But yeah, 9 p.m. watershed, and then we can. Yeah, I'll put any questions that you ask in the comments. I'll put them to Luke. Hey Laura. Hey Alan. So I know, Luke, I'm going to apologise now because I know I've asked you this a million times. We've done it in videos and we've done it in live streams before, but we're going to have people watching tonight that might not know how and when you're going to Spiders, might not know your history. So do you want to go over that briefly?
Yeah, of course. So I was always fascinated as a kid growing up. I think there's a bit of an echo, Scott. I don't know if it might be yours.
I don't know.
Is it on one screen and another? I'm hearing myself echo. I don't know.
If there is, we'll just go with it. Yeah, I've got no echo this end.
Hello?
Hello.
It's echoing for me. Why? I want to see if we can sort this out.
And if you are new, this is nothing out of the ordinary. We always have technical difficulties. Something always goes a little bit wonky. So just but while Luke's sorting out this echo, the details for the discount code for Spar Spiders are all just here, scrolling across the bottom. Claire, it was, but now I'm on the wife's laptop, not mine. My laptop's about, I don't know, 20 years old, and that's no exaggeration. Hers is only a couple of years old, so we're hoping that's sorted out this end.
No, this one's about 20 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the echo.
That's
good. I can't hear it now.
I looked online, right, and I just window shopping, and I thought, I wonder what the cheapest gaming PC that also does editing is. And just for the unit, with no keyboard, no TV, no nothing else, just the actual unit is £2,000. For the cheapest one to be able to do in 4K, I was like, yeah, that get that another day.
But no, a quick introduction. So I've been fortunate enough to grow up with my parents, and they'd always had more exotic animals. My dad always, what did I grow up with? I grew up with an iguana called Iggy. He was mental. But my dad was more reptiles, snakes, lizards. He even bred leopard geckos for a little bit. So I grew up with this, tortoises, God, the list goes on, all sorts. My mum used to show ferrets. I used to go to shows to show ferrets, and like they'd win like medals and stuff, like a crufts of ferrets. So always been surrounded by animals, and I don't know what it was, but I was always fascinated with spiders and other insects, but primarily spiders. And just so happens that my dad was phobic of spiders. My mum didn't like them, but my dad was genuinely phobic. Now, I think it's one of them, isn't it? When you're told when you're younger, you can't have something, you want it more, you know? Like the alcohol, like going out partying, whatever, it's the same. So when you can't have something, you kind of want it more. So I was told for a couple of years, I can't. And then eventually my dad thought, well, he grew up with my grandparents and they wouldn't even let him have a hamster. He wasn't allowed any pets. So that's why when he moved out, he went wild and got all sorts. So my dad was like, you know what? I'm going to take him down to the local pet shop. We're going to get a spider. But because I was 11 years old, he had to help me with it. So he had to be a part of it. So that one day we went down to the pet shop, picked up a spider. At the time, obviously, as you do pet shops, you pay way over the odds. It was a mature male that was advertised as a female. Again, way back when, there was a lot less information out there, and the pet shops didn't know what they had. The spider's a spider. So we brought it home. It turned out to be a Grammostola rosea, or a chili rose. And because he was mature, he only lasted maybe 7-8 months. He was quite rough-looking when we got him. But when I got home, as I do when I was younger, I got the spider out. Now, I'm not one to condone handling, but everybody does it at some point, especially when they get into the hobby. So I took the spider out. My dad was like, give it here. And I was like, what do you mean give it here? You're scared of these things. And he was like, no, give it here. So I passed it over to him. Not so bad. And it kind of just went from there. So going from 11, now I'm going to be 31 in 2 weeks. This is my 20th year of keeping spiders. Ever since that first, I've never been without spiders.
You wouldn't think your dad was ever scared of spiders.
No, looking at him, you really wouldn't.
No. Typically,
I must say, I've met far more men that are scared than women. It's strange. You'd think I've always thought it'd be the way around, but it's really not actually.
Might have told you this before, but I know he's only 5. At school, if there's any spiders in any of the teachers' classrooms, male or female, they shout him. They bring him from out of his class into wherever the spider is, and he goes off with his brown curly hair dangling about him, picks up the spider, and then he's made a bug hotel outside out of pallets and leaves and twigs and stuff, and he puts all the spiders there. It's brilliant.
When I was about his age, when I was in primary school, maybe I was a little bit different. Like I like playing a little bit of football and stuff like that, but I used to collect bugs in the garden and make a pet shop list. So I don't know, that was my thing when I was younger. My imagination was wild. I imagined it all with a little piece of paper, folded in half. I wrote on it my whole pet shop list: woodlice, spider, caterpillar, earwig, and I'd give them all different prices. That's sort of what I've done, and I suppose in a way I'm still sort of doing that now.
You're living it for real.
But just, as a business now. I mean, never intended it to be this way, but this is how it turned out for me.
I always remember coming in home. I mean, this is like when Matchbox were a thing, and I'd put a worm in a matchbox, and it died the following day. And of course, I didn't know about humidity and soil, and you need to keep them damp and stuff. I just remember having this massive crying fit because the worm had died. That was my first literal memory of interacting with insects as a kid. Rob says 2 years ago I was scared of spiders. Now I sleep in the same room as 45 of them. That's what the hobby is about, though, isn't it?
See these sort of stories, through me doing this for so long, I hear so many people, they were scared and now they're fascinated. It's really quite interesting how it can change, you know.
I wonder how many people have come to you over the years that have been scared of spiders and bought their first spider off you? And
Oh, multiple times. A lot of time, people come to me and they'll ask me if I've got any jumping spiders because they're scared of spiders, but they've seen videos of jumping spiders on the internet, on your reels, TikTok, whatever, and they're deemed as cute. So they want to get one of them to get over their fear of spiders, but then they'll go from that to the tarantulas, and it just goes from there. I did actually do a little documentary film. I'd done my first talk. Was it the beginning of this year, I think? Yeah, my first talk was the beginning of this year, and I was approached by these couple of girls that are doing a project. They're doing a documentary film, and I've worked with them. And a lot of what we were doing is the relation between spiders and kind of.
Hey, Osman.
I don't want to give too much away. I'm gonna share it to my page soon, which gives me the permission. But yeah, it's along the same subject.
I think spiders and mental health is the big one for me.
Oh yeah,
and it has been since the day I got into the hobby. Because I mean, I went from addiction to addicted to spiders.
Yeah, I suppose I think I can relate to that, mate. Yeah.
And spiders don't do anything, do they? I mean, fundamentally, they just sit there or they hide down their hole. So you go in your room or you go to your spider, especially when like there's nobody else. It's got to be when there's nobody else around, and you watch. And I think because that spider's just like doing nothing, it kind of teaches your brain to do nothing, and then in turn your brain just switches off, and that relaxation just comes, and the stress and the worries of like real life just disappear.
You know, it's really funny you say that. Like, I don't want to give too much away. I'm not allowed to talk about it too much because the film's not released yet. But just what you said there is covered a lot in this film. It's really quite something. I really didn't know what to expect doing this. It was something completely new to me. They filmed at BTS. They came to the BTS pre-show. They've been over to my place a couple of times. They've been to the post office with me posting spiders. I've done a long sit-down format interview and stuff. And we cover a lot of them things. It is like an escape, you know. It's an escape for people. And I think a lot of people these days, albeit we're into spiders primarily, other inverts and stuff, but spiders. But that's our escape, and that is it's a hobby. And it's so strange because a lot of the time these days people don't actually have proper hobbies. Like, I feel quite lucky to have something that I enjoy, because a lot of my friends, I'll ask them what their hobby is, and they're like, don't know, going out on the weekend. Yeah, you know. So like, to have something that you're truly passionate about and something to escape the real world. Like, when I come in here, I can't think about anything else. I'm talking about this sort of stuff. So yeah, I think the hobby for a lot of people is far more than just keeping spiders.
I mean, with especially, you know, being an older man with ADHD, my head can race. And I mean, absolutely race. And it takes a long time after work, after socialising, to kind of chill. But the spiders, for me, absolute instant. It's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, I'm going to go a little bit deep, but I think it's, again, because they're all chilled, I think we just pick up on it as humans, pick up on that emotion. The same way, like when a dog's hyper, we kind of feel the same way and type of thing. I think that we can pick up on the fact that the spiders are so chilled, and we literally kind of get that sensation, and it just chills the brain. Hey, bedroom breeder. Luke needs a new camera. Yeah, he does.
A bedroom breeder. Yeah, no, I do need a new camera. I need a new phone. It's not a wet wipe. I actually licked my finger out the old, you know. Oh, I just saw actually. Damn. Sorry about that, mate. Yeah, Mr. Watershed. But no, yeah, I do need to get a new camera, man. I do. It's coming, man. I've been saying it for a while. This is why I used to do the live streams at my friend's house in their studio, but they've moved house recently and they haven't got the studio set up there. So I'm filming on the potato. I'm sorry you can't see my face. I mean, I'm sure it's not a bad thing, eh?
It's not too bad, actually. It's not as bad as what it has been in the past, but
I need to get a new camera. I mean, I don't mind my camera now, but I need a new camera and I need a new laptop. So maybe I'm going to treat myself.
just a USB camera. That's all I've got hooked up to this. Is a
I've got
USB
good
camera.
tech.
Yeah, my actual camera is like, yeah, about there on the laptop. But yeah, just plugs into the Amart Spider Guide. Just plugs into the laptop. Job done.
Honestly, I'm terrible with tech. Scott, if you ever want to pop round here, mate, actually we were on about meeting you in Tara soon. Like, if you want to pop round here and show me what to buy, mate, I'll buy it so then I can please people like Phil Dunn in the chat, you know?
Yeah, man. I think because I've got half a day off this Friday, but I'm booked up, and then I've got next week off. So we'll pop round in the day.
We'll sort something next week for sure, mate.
Yeah, I'm taking her to Birmingham, not for Christmas shopping, just literally for that romantic, like, we've got 3 kids here, do you know what I mean? So we don't get much, like, me and Tara time. So we're going to have some me and Tara time. Just wander around.
Tara and Luke time.
Grab a coffee. What, do you want to come Birmingham with us?
Yeah, maybe. We'll talk next week, yeah.
All right. But that's the plan of action, and yeah, just have a bit of a I'm going to say a chill week, but you know what women are like. I was like, yeah, wicked. I can get up a bit later, go down to the gym a bit later, until Tara says, "Oh, the boys haven't got to walk to school all week, or walk home from school because we're going in the car." Like, shit. But yeah, one of them, innit? How does the rest of your family feel about spiders?
Oh, they're so accustomed to it now because, I mean, I'm the oldest of 9, and because I've had them since an early age, 11, my siblings have always grown up around them, so they couldn't care less. I mean, my sister acts scared, but she's not. I mean, I've got a picture on my phone of when we went on the trip, and she's holding one. She acts scared, but it's just to show off. I don't know how that works, but yeah, no, they're all absolutely fine with it. And actually, my brothers work with me now. So my brothers work with me at the shows. Obviously, I do this with my dad. My mum's a part of it as well. She helps with like the posting and stuff, and numerous other things. So yeah, no, it's nice actually. It's kind of it is family run. Yeah, it is family run. So it's nice. It kind of brings us a bit more together, you know. Like I spend time on Sundays. My dad's done every single show. I think I missed one this year because I was away for somebody's birthday. But yeah, it's really nice. We spend Sundays together. Yeah, my dad comes round it every Friday. So we work together on Fridays. Yeah, nice. It's everybody's involved.
Your dad is just a living legend. He's I think his work ethic and how many hours he puts in, as well as his full-time job and family. It's inspirational guy.
Yeah, big family.
What I will say is, I know Luke's kind of out there on social media and all the rest of it, and a lot of you know who he is. But if seven more subs and then Mark Spider Guy's got 4K, he's also been a channel member for 53 months. Jeez, cheers for the support, Mark. That is a long time. What I will say is, if you've been to a show and you've met Luke and you've had a good conversation and all the rest of it, if you see him at another show and his dad's there, go chat to his dad or any of his brothers, or if his mum's there. And the reason for it is because they are such really nice people. Everybody always darts for Luke, whereas I like to have a chat with your dad as and when I can.
And ask my dad the difficult questions as well, because whenever my dad gets asked a question at the shows, he always points to me and has to ask me, but he knows the answers as well.
SLNT, I'm just going to inverts this year. First was isopods, now got predatory beetles and stag beetles. Going to get a praying mantis after Christmas. Just wondering, what do you guys think is the best beginner tarantula?
So, I mean, for me, I'm going to say straight away Grammostola pulchra. They're a little bit more expensive, a little bit harder to obtain at half decent size, but they are absolutely fantastic. They are bomb-proof spiders. They're really, really resilient, which is great for a keeper. They don't require much humidity at all. They grow real big, really impressive spiders, real bulky. and they're jet black. They look great, and they've got a really good temperament by the most part. But aside from that, the reason why I say them over, say, a Brachypalma is because Brachypalmas are quite. They like to kick their hair, and they readily flick their hair, whereas Grammostola, or even Grammostola rosea, Chili Rose, they're really great. They very, very, really kick hair. They're slow moving. That's a really good place to start. You will get told a whole variety for beginner spiders. That's what I think personally, but it also depends on how confident you are in working with the animals. I mean, I know some people that have started with old world species, so it all depends on what you're comfortable with. I would say as long as you do your research, you can start almost anywhere, but you do want to start with New World primarily just because they are typically slower, but there's always exceptions to the rules. You know, my personal theory here, the ornamental spiders, they would be deemed right top of the list as experienced keeper level. For me, I wouldn't place them there, but they are a lot quicker than a New World. So that's, you've got to weigh it up. If you're a confident keeper, then you can start anywhere.
I had LP, Calcodes, and an OBT. But I think you're right, because the actual spider, if you do start with old worlds, they tend to hide. Some burrow as well, even new worlds, some of those burrow. But the one Luke describes, it actually is out a lot of the time. And I think as a new keeper, you want something that's easy, something that's a bit bulletproof. But I think more importantly, you want a spider that you can see all the time, because it keeps your interest up, it keeps you interested. And when your friends come round, you kind of go in, this is my new hobby, this is my thing. And then as you progress into the hobby, you know, go into the new worlds and go find the ones that hide away. And literally, when we talk about, you know, a pet hole, a lot of the old worlds are literally a pet hole. And the only reason you know they're alive is because, one, you might see a bit of extra webbing. Two, you might see a molt being thrown out, but they sometimes even use the molt as structure for down in the burrow, and then food disappears. And you're very lucky to actually see them. Do you know what I mean?
I do just want to say hello to a couple of people in the chat. So we've got Osman. Good to see you, Osman. Salta, I think that's Graham, I'm sure. Mark the Spider Guy, nice to see you, Mark. Rachel, I'm trying to look at your picture, but it's small on my screen. You're speaking to
Mark a quick shout, because he's 7 subscribers away from 4,000, and he gives me a shout out every single time I come up to a milestone, try and get some more subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to Mark the Spider Guy, give him a subscription. He's probably going to do a giveaway at 4K, I would have thought, but I appreciate it, man. Share the love.
Yeah, Rachel, it was a good chatting with you. I can't see your picture too big on the screen, so I can't really recall, but it's nice to know that you stopped by and had a little chat with us on Sunday. No, I love that. I mean, for me, the shows are the best place. I mean, I say it every single time I come on your live, Scott, but the shows are just brilliant. I mean, the hobby is getting so popular now, and the shows is where you can come together with like-minded people with the same interests, make friends, and it's a real community. I mean, the shows are brilliant. I love chatting to people at the shows. It really keeps me going. I mean, sometimes, well, a lot of the time, should I say, we'll do a pre-show on the Saturday night where we'll meet up with the other traders, people that have travelled down from afar, staying at hotels. We'll all meet up, have a bit of a drink, and the first couple of hours on a show day, it's pretty tough with a hangover, but seeing everybody chatting about the stuff that we love is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I love it. The show's
half is Alan. Memorable Misfits.
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, Memorable Misfits. I had a good chat with Alan outside the show. It was nice to put a face to the name.
Lovely guy. What that man don't know about fish and fish tanks is not worth knowing. Really, really nice guy. Mark is doing a giveaway at 4K. I think when it comes to the shows, I think, would you class? I mean, I'm not a fan of football, right? So, would you class football as a hobby if you're not playing it? And the thing with football is you'll always find somebody. You can go in a group of 10 people. Somebody knows something about football. You've got a conversation going. Mixed martial arts, the same type of thing. Somebody will always like mixed martial arts and gaming. There's always somebody around that's into gaming. But when it comes to what we do with tarantulas, keeping tarantulas and other inverts, it's always like you're always the odd one out in a group of people. You're normally the only one that keeps them, especially when you look like at a group of social friends, But at a show, everybody there is literally hardcore tarantula and insect fans. And like Luke was saying, it's one of those places where you just go and everybody's there for the tarantulas, everybody's there for the meet-up. And, mate, I love the shows. Well,
I mean, when I was younger, when we went for our first show, we only went to 2 shows a year, maybe 3. And now these days, there's a crazy amount of shows. I mean, we've just done our 17th and last show of the year. So, I mean, more than once a month even these days, we're able to get out and go to shows. And I love it. It really does.
Phil says the pre-show is what we love the best. The actual show is always a bonus. I used to be so nervous at pre-show as I'm not good in crowds, but everyone always makes you feel so welcome.
Yeah,
exactly that. If you're ever nervous about a pre-show, Luke goes to all of them. I attend 2, sometimes 3. But if you are nervous, just walk in, see Luke, and then you won't be nervous because you know somebody that's there.
Yeah, come over, grab a beer. Because I'm sure you said, Phil, aren't you? You're at Seas. We were speaking about this the other day. Life's been real busy at the minute because I'm actually going away for 2 weeks in January to Jamaica for my friend's wedding. And ever since the start of Spar Spiders, I have never left it 2 weeks. I've only gone on 1 week holidays. And I was only going to go a week for the wedding, but one of my friends told me that the day I'm leaving early, he's going to make sure he's up and he's going to wave me off. So upon hearing that information, I booked the 2 weeks and I've winged it. So yeah, life is real busy now in preparation. I've got 4 weeks before I go. So it's absolutely mental. But I am going to try my absolute best to get to the Seas pre-show. They've got a spa there. I can probably do with a spa after 2 weeks in Jamaica.
Yeah, Cov pre-show is always good. Always good.
Yeah, more people should come to pre-shows. We should make it more of a thing. I love it. I get to travel all around the country with Spar Spiders doing the shows, so it'd be rude not to go and have a bit of a good time in each of these. Did I say no? All around the country. Yeah, in these cities and places. God, my mind's gone. My mind is gone. It's been a long day.
It just blows my mind that literally Glasgow show, right? And I will tell it how it is, right? Because I know Luke personally, obviously. Spar Spiders doesn't make profit at Glasgow.
No, if I take into account the spent expenses and stuff, it's tough.
And what's impressive is I live in Coventry. So for me to go to Glasgow and Luke, it's going to be about the same amount of time. So, hey, Reptile Beard. So it always amazes me that Luke puts in the same amount of effort for Glasgow show as he does the other shows.
Every show.
For me, it's just like real commitment. And the other impressive thing is, I personally don't think you can make money at BTS either because of those mystery boxes that you do.
Yep. Well, yeah, mystery
BTS,
boxes.
That's good. For you must just literally be a pure passion.
I need to have a look, but I think I've already got around 400 saved. No, maybe not quite 400. I don't know. I've got a big section of spiders already saved for mystery boxes next year. So
Phil says the spots appreciate it as well. Don't say mystery boxes, says Osman. Oh no, yeah. My little fingers were twitching then as well.
Oh no, the Scots really appreciated it, and going up to Scotland, like it's so close, but it's just the people are so kind up there. Like it's really a great place. I mean, I go up a couple of days early now with Jeremy from Jeremy's Wild World, and we'll just go out a couple of nights before and enjoy it. Seeing as we travel 6 hours to get there, I thought, well, if we fly over, we'll stay a couple of nights in the hotel extra, and we'll have a good weekend of it. And yes, it's the favorite. It's my favorite show. You know, I'd say of all the shows, BTS is obviously the favorite. But of the invert shows, the Scottish show is my favourite.
How hungover are you on the Sunday at the Scottish show?
Oh, it's always rough, but it's all right. The thing is,
I think the
really
one I ever seen you hungover at was that the Bristol show about 2 years ago, where you'd done the nightclub the night before.
No, that wasn't that. That's when I come back from Benidorm and my plane got delayed. So I came back. So I'd done the show after. So I came home, got in the shower, and then done the show. Yeah, that was a good one.
Jason's in Horn of the Collector. Yeah, you were. Yeah, that's the roughest one because normally, right, and I've been on some nights out with Luke and all the others. They all have a skinful. Unfortunately, I don't drink, but it's surprising how they all bounce back in the morning, and you'd think they'd never had a drink. That always blows me away. Because we went out BTS night, did what we were doing, popped to Luke's in the morning, he's fresh as a daisy. It was just like, how am I looking so tired? Yeah, you look fresh as a daisy.
I'm getting old now, mate. I'm getting old. That might change. That was my ex-missus that one time. That was Bristol as well.
Yeah, that was the one. That was Bristol.
That was before it changed venue, wasn't it? I think.
No, that was at the recent venue. It was probably about, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was some years ago. No, that's right. Because there was
head brown, monster in your hand, and your dad was not an happy man. Your dad was really not a happy man.
No, it might not have been Bristol because I remember she came to one show with me, but the night before we were at a night called Passion, and this night only happens once a year, and we had to do it.
Lee's just asked a bloody brilliant question. After 20 years in the hobby, is there a genus/species of tarantula that you've always wanted to add to your collection, but still not managed it yet? Hey, Martin.
See, that's
Do you know Martin Beechwood? Because he just said evening all, getting old, Luke. Piff.
You're getting too old to be living the lifestyle I do half the time. That's what I would say, maybe.
Live it while you can is what I'd say.
Yeah, I'm doing that, mate. I'm doing that. But no, yeah, I've actually been really fortunate. So there was 2 species growing up that I really wanted to obtain. And over the last 2 years, I've managed to obtain both of them. So the first one with the Panthobeteus species Arana polita. The common name for that one is the chicken spider. I always wanted that spider. I've been able to obtain them. And then the second one was I don't even know the common name. Don't even think it has one. There's a Sericopelma melanatarsum. Now those are 2 species that I'd wanted ever since seeing them way before Instagram and Facebook existed. This is when everything and all the discourse was on forums, and I've seen pictures and videos of them in the wild on forums when I was probably 13, 14, and I've only just obtained these species over the last 2 years. So those are 2. So I have managed to do that. But when you say species that I've seen or heard of, they're popping up all of the time. Like I was looking at a species today shortly before we jumped on the live, and I was just scrolling through Facebook, having a little bit of chill out time. It's the Papilopus species. No, it's not even species anymore. Papilopus planet Earth. Used to be Ferrophoisinae species Yasuni. That's a mouthful for everybody.
Not even going to pretend I've heard of that before.
Yeah, people might not be be clocking on. A lot of these spiders don't have common names. The common names are made up. But this is a particular species that I've seen recently, and I'd love to add to the collection. So there's always something new. From when I started keeping spiders to now, it seems like now, because the hobby has grown so exponentially in that time, that there's always new species coming up. For example, I'll have one last stock update before the end of the year. And on that stock update, on my pre-orders, 2 species are first to the UK. And before I'd ordered them, I'd never heard of them. So it's all of the time. It's crazy. There's new stuff being found all the time.
When I first got into spiders, nearly 10 years ago now, you collect spiders. Yeah, you get the average ones, the normal ones, and they've got a common name, so you start using the common names, and then you discover that in the hobby, the Latin name / scientific name is the way forward, the way to go.
Yep.
As you progress into it. And then people start going, it's species. And you go, species? What do you mean? What do you mean? SP? What does this SP mean? And then somebody that's been around a long time, like Luke, sits down and explains it to you. And you find out it's a spider that has yet to been described by science. And you think, but everything's been described by science. We've been everywhere across the planet. And then people go, oh, this new spider's just been discovered 2 years ago, and it's just come into the hobby. And you go, what do you mean it's just been discovered? You're thinking nowadays you're thinking, well, it's 2025. How are we still discovering spiders? That blows me away, because the majority of other animals we know about, we've seen, we've discovered, and we've described them. Yep. When it comes to the insects, I think we're only halfway through. Honestly,
we are absolutely nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near.
Charlie,
yes, Charlie.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I do just want to answer a couple of the questions quickly, because I've seen a couple of questions pop up in chat. So first of all, it's Alan, isn't it? For Memorable Misfits, is Alan?
Yep.
I'm sure. Yep. So if spider keeping wasn't allowed, what would my next hobby be? I'm really mad about my music. I go to Download Festival and Bloodstock every year. I'm going to concerts all the time with my parents. I'm mental about music. I can't play an instrument, but if I weren't keeping spiders, I definitely would have put that time into playing an instrument. That's what I think I would have done.
Do you know what? My advice is, don't learn to play. I started to learn to play the bass once, and it destroyed music for me, because I was counting 1, 2, 3, 4. You could hear the change. You knew when it was coming. And I started applying that to all the songs, and that wall of sound that you get, especially with rock music and metal, disappeared for me. And it was just analysing the music. I was like, I can't learn to play this instrument. I've got to put it back down.
Music for me, like, I've got my music on now. My music's been on all day. It's in the background in my front room. Like, music is my second passion. I would say. So I would have tried to have done something with that. I haven't got a good singing voice, and I can't play an instrument. So yeah, if there weren't spiders, I'd like to think I could do something with that. And then Mark, I do have a Punctuated Santinus. However, it's not my mail. It came on loan from a friend, and I know he's got 2 other destinations to go to. So what I will do is I'll put in a message with the person's who owns the spider and let them know. But I know he's got a lot of work to do after he leaves here, so I can't guarantee he'll come to you. Selena Casimir and Dante, yes, I did keep them. And funnily enough, I believe it was Lee from the Spider Shop. He bought them in Wild Court a number of years ago with what used to be called Selena Cosmia dichromata. Now it's Chilocosmia dichromata. They all came in at the same time. I did keep a couple way back when, but they were older Wild Court adults. I didn't have them in my collection too long before they passed, but they are incredibly nice spiders. They get to a decent size for a Selena Cosmia, and they really are impressive. They're angry spiders, and they'll certainly be defensive, but I really like the Arm Dance. Yeah, I think that's a purchase well worth making, especially knowing what you've got in your collection. That'll fit right in alongside your other stuff. So, yeah, I wouldn't hold the trigger on that. I'd go ahead and pick some of them up if you can, mate, if you got the opportunity.
I was just about to comment on this, Scott. What you highlighted there, what Osman said. I remember when they discovered the electric blue, while I had one in my collection for over 2 years. It's better when they say described instead of discovered, to be fair. Well, no, I think it's actually, I don't know what you're trying to say here, but discovered and described is definitely totally different. Discovered is when they first find the spider, or it's the first record of a spider, when it will be, people will call it, well, they might give it a genus that briefly describes the spider, but then they'll call it species electric blue like they did. But then described is when they look at it taxonomically and they compare its features to other of certain genuses, and then they'll give it a species name. So I don't know. You definitely didn't have one in your collection for over 2 years before they discovered it, I'm sure. Because
I
if they
think-
first discovered it, I think you mean described. You're using it synonymously.
I think he's referring to like Facebook posts where they say new spider discovered, and whoever's put the post up has used the word discovered instead of described. You know what I mean?
Well, at least, yeah.
So
What I will say,
discovered in 25, described in 25. They just say discovered in 25.
Very quickly, just to interrupt, on the topic of the Natanascherum, the electric blue, if you don't have that spider in your collection, I absolutely recommend them because they get real big, and the colours you get on them spiders. The captive breeding has meant that the prices came way down, so you can pick up slings for about a tenner, £12, £15, between that range these days. And for bang for your buck, they are incredible.
Yep.
With the Kinabrachys, I actually find they're only semi-fossorial. So I've got 2 electric blue females here, and I see them out all of the time. And this blue on their legs is so strong. They grow to such a nice size. They are a must for any collection. I know they're a lot more common these days, but if you don't own them, they are fantastic.
They make a stunning enclosure because you've got your damp substrate, you've got your moss, you've got this huge tarantula burrow hole, and then these huge legs pop out with the blues and the pinks on. And I don't know what it is about the Chilibrachys as a whole, but their webbing, for me, just seems to glisten the moisture a lot more than what the majority of the others do. It might just be me, I don't know, but I personally just love the setup for them, the building, and then what the spider does with that enclosure with its webbing as well.
Yeah, Kinabrachys will cover the entire enclosure in webbing. My dad actually doesn't particularly like dealing with the Kinabrachys. When it comes to doing the Kinabrachys, putting them up for shows, I do them because they're a little bit too quick for him. They are very quick spiders, especially the smaller individuals. And he's lost a good couple of wahine under my bed, under my sofa. So I do all of them now because they are quick. They are very quick, I'll tell you that much. They are quick spiders.
Can either of you explain, right? And I know it's probably a dyslexia thing. And I know it's wahine, but to me it looks like hahine. And I'm just maybe some of the people in the comments see Chilibrachys wahine and think the same.
Very quickly, Osman, with that article that you've just put in there, yeah, I'm sure they've been about longer than 2022 as well. That okay, you do raise a point there, yeah, because I mean,
hold on. Sorry,
they
no, go
can't
on.
have been in the hobby only 3 years, surely not.
I can say that as this is not a scientific article.
2022 in that.
Yeah, but this is not a scientific article. This is just a news thing. They can probably just do what they like. They don't have to say discovered or anything. I don't know. It doesn't appear to be a scientific article, is it? It's not on. No, so I don't know. But
it's got to have been probably about 2022, 23 when I bought some slings off you, isn't it?
Well, hold on.
When you produced them.
And
look at
YouTuber. Oh, there you
look
go.
at this. Look at this. This is already. Oh no! Sorry. Hold on. Okay. I'm just seeing. If you look at one of the pictures they post in it, the sources that it comes from is in 2023 and 2021 and 2011.
What? A local wildlife YouTuber with more than 3 million subscribers found this species on an expedition in 2022. Their findings were published in the journal Zookeys.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would refer to information on the BTS, to be honest. Or the World Spider Catalogue.
Yeah, but Osman, that you said it was in a paper, but what you've just linked isn't a paper, right? Not right. That isn't a paper.
Hey, Phil.
I don't believe.
With virtual animals. M. Cooper says his Nanacharium, almost got it right, has got white legs on it since it last molted. Had the nice colours before it molted. Haven't been able to set because it keeps destroying the molts. I've not seen one with white legs.
Oh, sorry, Scott, as well. You were saying about the Hua Hin. And there's a place in South Thailand called Hua Hin, but it's obviously space. It's Hua Hin, so I believe that's where they get their name from.
Oh, M. Cooper, my Chili Brecky's Nat Nasham has white legs since its last molt. That's probably a mature male. And if it is, I could buy that.
You're mental.
I've just had one of my females molt. Yeah. So the males, they are sexually dimorphic upon maturity. So they do mature and they do get white tinges to the legs.
Phil bred that species back in 2021. Luke had the babies.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that. I can't remember what show it is. For some reason, my memory doesn't compute certain things. But I remember getting them off Phil, yeah.
I had a load of those babies, I think, as well, but I don't know if it was in 2021.
And also, I did see. Oh God, I'm hard on all the chat now. I'm useless with technology, I tell you. Somebody said about remembering the scientific names. That's all I actually work with personally. I write out the scientific names when I do my labels, when I get ready for the show, when I do my ordering in. I don't know common names, and if I'm going to be totally honest with people watching this, I would say over the last 2 years I've probably made up 20 common names for new species that I've brought to the UK that do not have a common name, because common name is a made-up name, essentially. That is all it is. So, for example, I've got 2 species due in before the end of the month so far, and I'm going to have to give them common names because I need to provide a common name to sell them because people like the common names, but they don't have one. It doesn't exist. The common name is a made-up name, and that's why you get names like the lava tarantula or the love heart, but because it's a name that
sells the spider, yeah. But at least you come on alive and we'll tell it how it is.
Yeah.
Instead of putting it out there and then never saying nothing like it's its actual common name. I mean, there's going to be people in chat that struggle with Latin names and scientific names. So do I. I struggle a lot. I will kind of, sometimes in conversation, I'll hint towards Charlie or Luke or a host of other people, the spider that I'm talking about, and then they will say the actual name. And then for me, I'm like, oh, that's how you say it. I mean, I think you've got a friend that can pronounce them, just get them to voice note you and just practice. That's what I do for a lot of the videos, is literally get somebody to voice note me, normally Ling, and then I will practice it over and over again until I can just about say it. And that's how I get it.
I mean, that's absolutely right from Sin Section. I mean, I haven't got a problem with common names, and it depends how far into the hobby you want to get. If you keep maybe 3 or 4 spiders and you don't breed them, well, then fine, you call it Chili Rose, Curly Hair, that's absolutely fine. But when it comes to advertising spiders, or if you're looking to get more into spiders, and particularly breeding spiders, then you have to be sticking with the scientific real names. Because you say, like, a lot of them are the same. Like, there is multiple variations of what's called a red rump. Probably 10 to 20 variations of a red rump. It's a really bad way to advertise spiders. If you're selling spiders particularly, then you need to be using these names. You don't have to remember them. You just search them up. Or make sure to label any new additions to your collection with both names. If you struggle with the scientific names, just put both on the enclosure, because I understand it is incredibly hard. It's almost like a second language, you know. When I'm looking at my stock list and stuff, it's a second language, but because I've grown up so young doing it, it just comes to me second nature almost. And somebody like Charlie and yourself, Scott, at this point, after keeping it for many years, it's easier to recall. So it's just part of your journey through tarantula keeping. It'll all come to you in time. So don't beat yourself up if you struggle with it now, because the more you get into the hobby, the more you'll understand, and you'll start using them just as we do.
it's like I said, I've been saying for a while, and I think Andrew Smith actually said it first, and that is, as long as Luke, let's say if me and Luke or me and Charlie are talking about, or let's say all three of us talking about a particular spider, as long as all three of us know which spider we're talking about, it's happy days.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing that I've found in the tarantula hobby is if you try and pronounce a scientific name and you get it wrong, nobody's going to take the mickey out of you at all because we've all been in the same boat. And going back to
I
common
pronounce
name,
names wrong now for sure.
there's a whole group of spiders that they've called a single common name, which is the bird eaters. So the bird eater is a common name for about 100 different spiders. That many that there's a whole host of spiders. It's literally they've put in the group, which is to me a common name, the bird eating spiders.
The bird eating spiders, like the problem with that is it contains multiple genus, and I hate to burst the bubble of any new keepers watching, but all of the bird eaters that you're buying in the wild don't actually eat birds. They'll eat birds if they can get hold of a bird and overpower it, but the very highly likelihood is they'll never consume birds in the wild. Never. The reason why they get the name bird spider is because of a very famous picture that was taken of a Ferrophosa species sitting on top of a bird, but that bird was likely already dead and scavenged.
It was I think it was an LP as well, going back to the times when we were doing exploration, and they came back and it was painted. Charlie might remember the actual name of the picture because I don't, but you got the picture of the spider and the picture of the hummingbird on the same piece, so people just assumed. And then the other thinking of it is because back before the internet, long time before we even had anything that was powered by petrol engines or diesel engines, we used to go off into the jungle, explore it, and local businessmen used to pay for your trip. So if you come back and go, yeah, I found this spider, it just sits there and does nothing. They're like, oh, great, we're not paying for you to do another trip. But if you come back and go, I found this huge spider, 2-inch fangs, it caught a bird of prey out of midair. The businessman back then is going to go, that is incredible. That's going to get you in the papers and my name on it, Leah. I'm going to fund you for another trip. So a lot of it is still speculation from like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, no, it's like earlier when I answered one of the questions and I said about the chicken spider, the Panthobeteus species Aranapolita. There is a picture of one of these spiders posed, stood on top of a dead chicken. That's why it's got the name chicken spider. Let me tell you now, they don't eat chickens. But it's a good name. It's a good name. Oh, I've got a chicken spider for sale. Like, that's going to perk the ears up of multiple people,
It's probably tickled into place to make it so you could see the size of the spider compared to a chicken.
Yep. The reason why I always wanted to keep the chicken spiders, is because I've seen pictures of them in the wild where the female has raised her offspring to the extent that juveniles can be found in the same burrow with the adult female. Now, across Panthobeteus species, I've never seen this with any of the species, so that's what really drew me to them.
And he's off to find the elephant spider. Lee says there's certain scientific names that no matter how many times I try to pronounce it just comes out in gibberish. The same dude. Will says the first is a painting by Madame Merian of an avicularia. I was thinking of, to be honest.
Yeah, you know what, Phil? Phil. Oh god, there's too many Phils in the chat.
Incredible inverts, Phil.
I am not surprised that you know that just offhand like that. Phil's fantastic.
Phil is very intelligent on animals. Yeah, very intelligent man. Again, he's got a YouTube channel. Feel free to drop him a subscription while he's in the comments as well.
And to Alan, like with the scientific names and pronouncing them, thinking you're speaking gibberish, I'll tell you now that I have got a very good friend in Ray Gabriel. Now, he does work in describing species, does a bit of taxonomy, does all sorts, does so much good for the hobby and has done for many, many years. When I speak to him about a particular spider, I'll pronounce the name to him and he'll go, what? It's absolutely fine. It is absolutely fine. And as long as you're writing it out as it should be, your pronunciation, I mean, I'm not very good at pronunciation.
Right, it's after 9 o'clock. We do swear, we do have adult conversation, and on that note, Osmond, fuck right off. See, to me, right, Osmond will piss himself. Spinostapalus, Spinolopopolopus. There you go.
Yeah, precisely. Spinner stuff. Yeah.
You got to try and do the lot.
Spinostative. No, I can't. I can't. Go on. I'm gonna hold my hand up there. Go on. You have a go at that.
Go on, Charlie. You try.
No, I don't know if I will. That's the new Pseudohapalopus genus, right?
Yeah.
Spinosatirbiopalpus, Spinulopalpus.
Yeah.
John SW Invert says, I had the pleasure of having a table next to Ray at Bristol. Lovely guy.
Oh, Ray is fantastic. And just a very quick shout to Ray. He was selling on his table Phrixopalma species Aquitos. Now, these came in at BTS, I think, 3 or 4 years ago now. And they came in through Clayton, Bugnut, and he's only ever had one shipment of these. And I seen them, and I didn't buy them. And I sent my brother over to pick me some up. And when he got back to the table, there was none left. I've not been seen since. Ray picked up some of those. He's since bred them, and he's selling them at the shows. Wow. Those spiders are incredible looking. They are so very unique. And he's working on breeding them again this year, and he produced them last year. I actually sent a couple of girls over to see him because they were looking for them. Yeah, you know. They actually
messaged me maybe 2 or 3 months prior, and asked me if I'd seen me, and I said no, definitely not.
Yeah, Kirsten had sent the picture to me. She was like, "What's this?" I said it was Phrixopalma species Aquitos, but you're going to be very hard to find. And I knew that Ray was working with them. So when I got to the Bristol show and I knew they were coming, I had a little walk round before the show. I seen them on the table. I called them straight away. I was like, as soon as you get here, I'm going to take you to my friend, right?
Nice. Yeah, they brought 2 of them.
They are incredible spiders.
So they're the ones he produced this year?
Yeah. He didn't produce them this year. He produced them maybe at the start of the year or the back end of last year, but he produced them from the ones that he picked up at the BTS show some years ago. Yeah, he bred himself, yeah.
Because they were quite big.
Yeah, they're well grown now. Yeah, I think it was back end of last year now, I think, maybe. I can't recall exactly when he bred them.
Very cool.
I do just want to say as well, to Haunt the Collector, the Aranopleta. So I actually got Aranopleta from 2 different sources. And of the 2, I believe the group of them that I've got are the true, real Aranopleta. They do look incredibly different to the Antinous. The ones that I got from the other supplier do not look the same. I believe I've got the genuine ones. And actually, if you drop me a message on Facebook or Instagram, I'll send you up a couple of pictures if you had the ones from Ben Webber back in the day, because I did take pictures of them on my camera, but because I'm working with them at the minute, I'm keen not to share too much on them until I've worked a little bit more and I can share a little bit of information.
Again, we've been on for an hour, so yeah, we are going to swear and have a conversation, but if you want the discount code for Luke's site for tonight up until Wednesday, 8 p.m., it's scrolling along the bottom. So if you want to grab hold of your partner's bank details and card and say, you guess what you're getting me for Christmas, it's a spider, 15% off. You're also doing mystery box giveaway as well.
Yeah, so any orders placed this month, any order at all, there's no minimum spend. If you write mystery box in the comments section, when I join you on the screen on Christmas Day, I'm going to give a mystery box away to, and it'll be drew through all the people that have ordered this month. It'll be drew between them. So that's where the first box will go. and then we're going to give a second box away in the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of the day. So we'll be giving 2 boxes away on Christmas Day. The value of the box is £100, but the contents of the box is £200. I won't go over the gibberish of mystery boxes again, but if you look back through the social media of Spy Spiders, you'll see the breakdown of how we do our mystery boxes and why we only do them manually.
If you subscribe to me, you know I like a mystery box. Now, I've had one of Charlie's, and I know Mark the Spider Guy off the back of that video bought one off Charlie. Very good box. Very good box. I'll make no apologies to Charlie because the best boxes in the business are Luke's. That much so that he does them once a year for the BTS only. I've had a couple. There's no way this man can make money off those mystery boxes at all. I don't know how he does it. And then if you can't get to the BTS, me and Luke do a live stream the following Tuesday for those that can't attend that wanted to get a mystery box. And Luke will put a couple on the site for some lucky people that managed to pick one up there as well.
I mean, what I would say with the mystery boxes is, like the mystery boxes you'll get off Charlie and other traders are fantastic. You always get more bang for your buck. The reason why it's a mystery box is because you don't know what you're getting. It can be any spiders in there. It's a mystery, but you're guaranteed to get more value than what you spend across all of the suppliers, I think, and especially people like Charlie, who's a good friend of mine. The reason why I do them once a year at BTS is simply for promotion and to promote the BTS show, the show that's close to my heart, the first ever show we traded at, attended, and the show that if it didn't exist, I might not still be in the hobby at this point. Because back when I was younger, that was the one show every single year me and my dad would attend. So I save spiders throughout the year, save spiders from breedings throughout the year to put into these boxes. And to be totally honest, I mean, with VAT this year, I really don't know what I'm going to do. So that's why I've got so many saved now to try and not lose the money. But it is for promotion purposes. If you get a box from us, you're guaranteed to get double the value of the box. A lot of the boxes are over double value. And I'm not going to ruin more than that. But if you're not sure what to get, and I'm sure if you ordered through Charlie, if you could only do New Worlds, for example, I'm sure if you said to Charlie, I'd love a box of New Worlds, not quite confident with the old worlds yet, could you put something together? You're going to get far more better value than you would do buying individually. So, I always recommend mystery boxes to anybody in the hobby for sure. But for us, we do it once a year because I like to make them crazy good, and to do them all year round, I just can't.
Somebody could just do me a huge favour of dropping Charlie's Facebook link to 8-Legged Emporium into the comments. That'd be absolutely amazing.
I only have Instagram at the moment.
on Instagram, sorry, his Instagram link.
Memorable Misfits. I don't even think I've seen Luke sell a wild caught spider. No, I might be wrong.
No.
I don't think I've seen it.
No. So, this is something that a lot of people don't actually realise, because you'd think with all of these new species and all of these species that are coming into the UK hobby, you would think that so many spiders are being dragged out of the wild, but there is so much captive breeding now that for me personally, I've never done a wild caught import. I have never had spiders imported directly from the wild, and I don't think I ever will. Quarantining your spiders and new additions from shows and stuff, any new additions, it is smart to quarantine any spiders that come in. For me personally, dealing in direct imports from the wild is not something I'm interested in. But not to say that it's wrong, because that's how new stuff comes into the hobby, and I understand why people do it. But for me, that's not something that I'm interested in doing. I think there is enough suppliers and enough captive breeding that's happening in the hobby now that that's not something that I need to delve into.
Can you just
another? Sorry, go on, Scott.
Sorry, Charlie. When you say that you've brought 2 new species into the hobby in 2025, let's say, Luke.
Yep.
How have you done that just for newbies if they're not wild caught?
So they've came. So when I say new to the hobby, I'm meaning new to the UK hobby and even to the European hobby. But what will happen is somebody that brings in a new species that will originally be from the wild, they're not going to just sell off an animal or two because then there's none left. So a lot of the people that collect these spiders will bring them in and produce them for the captive hobby. It's very rare that somebody's going to discover a new spider and be able to discover 1,000 adults to bring into the hobby and sell off through retailers. That doesn't really happen with the new stuff. I don't know exactly how they obtain these species. I presume they're going out and looking for them in the wild. But these new species that I bring in, and especially to the UK, are almost 95% of the time pairings. So the offspring that I'm bringing in, I'll give one of them away. It's an Antecuna species Mayo, which I can't imagine anybody's heard of. But that is one new species that I'm bringing in, and yeah, they're spiderlings.
What was the species again?
Antecuna species Mayo. How it sounds? Antkiuna, maybe.
Species
Mayo. Did anybody find it? The thing is that species Puebla got given the common name of the teddy bear tarantula. I think this one's way more teddy bear like. Have you found it, lads, or not?
I'm working on it. Okay, so it was
Yeah, that is one picture, but that's not the picture. That's not the best picture. One sec. That first one is what I'm talking about.
Wow, they're really cool looking.
For some reason, it's not. Ah, there we go. Let's have a look, see if it comes up.
So that is, but I'm not sure why they've used that picture. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that on camera very well.
If you turn down your brightness a little bit, maybe.
There you go.
There you go.
Hold on. Remove.
So to me, that looks a bit more like a teddy bear spider, a real thick, bushy spider.
Let's do. Oh, not remove. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, so these are really quite interesting. They're really quite bulky, but they're only a small species. But I thought they were really quite interesting. Just their structure, they're really quite heavy-bodied for a small spider. I thought they were really quite impressive. I mean, look at the size of the carapace on it. I just thought they were really quite unique, and that's more teddy bear-like than the other teddy bear spider. I think I can imagine that spider incorporated into a little teddy bear. There was a few more questions. I'm loving the questions tonight, everyone. I love the questions.
Oh, sorry about the no messing around. StreamYard was not playing ball with me then.
Oh yeah, that was the point I was going to make. Sorry, Scott, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
One point I was going to make is like, I feel like tarantulas, like Chilobrachus huahenae or Stromatopelma caustiatum, the feather-legged baboon, or Togo starburst baboon, or Phonopelma, all those spiders I feel like are really undervalued because of them being wild caught all the time. Like I would love to have more encouragement for breeding these species because they're not really available wild caught, which is a real shame because some of them are like really easy to breed, but people just don't do it because the amount of time. Like for me, if I'm going to breed a togo or a feather leg, like I think togos are outrageously pretty spiders, but they have a large amount of babies, and they are still, I believe they're still brought in wild caught from Togo, and it would be the same for the feather leg as well. They're pretty as well. They're similar looking in some ways, but it just when I have a lot of spiders and I need to prioritize what I can give time to sometimes, and I would imagine it's the same for Luke as well. As much as I want to produce everything, I feel like it encourages people to do it more if they can't pick up an adult for £30. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit of a shame that does happen, unfortunately.
What I
And
would
sin
say,
section, I do agree with you.
You are very, very right. The Heteroscoda maculata, the ornamental baboon, I think they call it. That spider is seriously impressive. There
know what it
is
reminds me of?
really not many black and white spiders out there at all, and that
Hey,
is a
mine.
spider in which the same happened with the Pashapus, the stout-leg baboon, because they were coming in all the time wild caught, and you could pick up adults for £20-30. While spiderlings of those are between £50 and £70. And it's because it's kind of like you don't appreciate what you got. Maculata, the looks of that spider are incredible. And all of a sudden, they stopped coming in wild caught and they weren't seen in years. If they disappeared from the hobby now and came back in 5 years, they'd be £40-50 a spider.
Yeah, you're probably right. They remind me a little bit like the Michelin Man of spiders. They're very stocky as well.
Yeah.
And they've got those colours as well, the kind of black and white colours.
Yeah.
Really
that's
cool.
Martin, who's bred over 100 species now.
Yeah, he's done over 100. Yeah, he done a post like 3 or 4 years ago saying he'd done the 100. I think.
What was the other one from Sin? Sin thinks that captive breeding 100% should be with breeders only. But then, how do you become a breeder if you can't breed because you're not a breeder? I presume in order to take off, you have to bring in at least 2 shipments to get mature male once the females have matured also.
I mean, what I would say, you'll notice that spiders come in wild caught, the same sort of stuff like Samanis, Albopolopus. Well, if you look 2 years ago, what was coming in wild caught all the time, like the Chilean species, well, now look at their price. Their price is sky high, and that's because Chile have gone, wait, you've took that many spiders out of the wild. We're not letting this happen anymore. And then the price goes up. And I think the same with the Toledo tackle Albopolopus. They are quite easy. Well, I'm not going to say very easy to breed because no tarantula is. But the curly hairs are easier to breed. But they will... I'm sure Albopolopus are now on CITES. So their price is going to go up. Like years ago when they were coming in, crazy amounts all the time. And they were coming in gravid. They were dropping egg sacs. I wouldn't buy them back then because there was so many about. There was no point. But these days, the curly hairs are one of my best sellers.
Oswald says, I think the reason is that there is no money in those species, and I believe most people do breed for the extra money. Not everyone, but most do. But to be fair to breeders, they have got to make the money.
For me, it's more about time.
It could be passion. If you've got a shop, you still got to be making the money.
Yeah, for me, it's more about time. Like in the current case, because I have a job, so it doesn't need to be about the money for me. But the time is something that is very valuable to me, as I work another job as well. So feeding that many slings, if I'm going to have an egg sac and only get half of them, like to live more than a couple of months because I'm just so busy, it's just totally pointless.
That's why I'm not breeding.
Just
probably the next year, I don't think.
We've saying that the money in the species that you breed. I would say curly hair, to tackle Albopolopus. That species is probably outsold anything, really. Like the cheaper spiders, you sell a lot more of. Whereas the more expensive spiders, you sell less. But I do agree. that it's really hard to say, isn't it? Because back in the day when the pasture were coming in, nobody really cared about breeding them because you could pick adults up for 20, 30 pounds. But these days, spiderlings are 70 quid. It's just supply and demand. That's all it really is. But captive breeding is what keeps the hobby going and is what will keep the hobby going, because deforestation worldwide is a big issue. So, unfortunately, the truth of it is a lot of the species that we're keeping in our collections now that are produced in the hobby to the extent that wild caught isn't needed, the hobby might be the only place they exist in a number of years, which is mental, I think, really,
Yeah. Graham, just going back a little bit, says, same could be said, I suppose, for the Parabana. People don't breed them because of the size of the sack. Plus, they presume someone is breeding them. I have bred them before and would breed them again.
The one thing I would say about the Parabana is it really does depend. I mean, if, say, for example, like Charlie was saying, working a full-time job and doing the spuds on the side, if he was to breed the Parabana, at the cost of the slings, like to me, I would buy slings in. I might buy 50, but I think 2,000 is exaggerated a little bit, but certainly over 1,000 you can get.
I think he
feed 1,000 spiders. To go from feeding one female to 1,000 spiderlings, that is mental.
Martin says he bred H-Mac last year because he hadn't bred them in many years. Sin section says, what species for hobbyists would you recommend for growing out and then breeding, just on an experience basis? So whatever there is a lot of in the hobby is probably not something that you want to breed. But more importantly, it's if you're going to have 50 to several hundred spiderlings, what are you going to do with them? Where are you going to move them onto? So I'd get that sorted first. Is have you got the time to look after them all? Not trying to insult your intelligence, just in case there's any other newbies. Have you got the experience to be feeding that many slings? And like, what are you going to do with them when they're ready to be shipped on? Have you got a wholesaler that you can sell them to, or do you know enough people to sell them to, or give them out to free? Because sometimes you might have 200 curly hairs and not everybody wants a curly hair. But Luke and Charlie be the best ones to ask for the breeding for somebody just to get the experience on.
So what was the question? What species for a hobbyist?
What species for hobbyists would you recommend for growing out then breeding, just purely for experience?
My
first one was and I swapped. I gave them away. Actually, I gave the whole sack away.
Yeah, I mean, growing out, I would say like baboons are great because they're on the easier side for breeding. That's for sure. Yeah, it's an easier side. You don't need to condition as much or anything.
It's nice of you to join us, man.
They go quick.
Definitely,
what I would say in regards of like anybody that tried dipping their feet in breeding, that have kept spiders for a bit of time and they've learned what they got to learn. I would say one of the best ones has got to be the Monocentropus balfouri, the Scotch Island blue baboon. And the reason that I say that is because they're relatively simple to breed, and you can leave the offspring. And actually, not even you can leave the offspring do far better left with the female. So you can raise up the slings with the female. They don't have too many.
Huge communal.
Between 20 to 40. To get more than 40 is quite lucky, really. So you've not got a huge abundance of slings, but you've still just got to feed one container. So it's not going to take any extra time, and you can observe really unique spider behavior through your first breeder. And there's always people that want balfouri communes.
Graham says his wife says he had too many curly hairs. Martin says Neotheli is a good starter for first time breeders.
Yep, Neotheli is great. And heterophily as well, the Villicella and Gabonensis. I think they deserve a little bit more credit. Those spiders are almost like true spiders or melamorph. They're really, really interesting spiders.
Super quick as well.
Gabonensis, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful spider.
I was gonna comment on. Yeah, Manco Exotics. I think that said that there's someone's mic's echoing. I think it might be yours, Scott.
Sorry, somebody's.
I think we're echoing through your mic. I don't think it was doing it earlier, so.
Hold on, let's have a look.
Yeah, it's yours. I think it only just started.
It's actually kind of annoying seeing he knows what number he's up to and reading. Because I've never kept record. I don't know. I'd really have to sit down and think about it. Because over the years, I haven't kept like a list of what I've done.
Oh, I've got echo cancellation on.
Okay. Yeah, that's better. Perfect.
Yeah, I'll just turn the echo cancellation off and turn it back on again.
Yep, I think. I was going to actually say I'll give credit to Saltire Spiders. I'm really forgetting Graham. Yes, I'm giving credit to Graham because I respect people that breed Parabana and curly hairs because it is a necessity at the end of the day, and people love curly hairs, and people like getting into the hobby will see Bird Eater, and it's for a cheap price, and they grow fast. They're super easy to keep. They give you loads of their hairs in your mouth and eyes, which is great. So it's perfect, really, and they're a great spider. They grow real big.
But that's part of keeping, isn't it, Charlie? Though, is to get haired, is to get those itches, is to get the red skin, is to go to work going, oh my fucking nose, because you sniffed the load up. It's all part and parcel.
I've got that a lot at the moment. I'm primarily working in South American spiders at the minute, so I'm getting hammered.
It's in between your fingers when you get them here. It itches.
Oh yeah, I get that a lot.
The worst part for me is here, and both the inside wrists.
Yeah.
And new keepers, you've got these joys to come, especially when you start changing out substrates, or you upgrading a new world, and you just put your hand straight into the soil and start shifting it out. And the following day at work, you're like, oh shit.
That was one thing I was meant to comment on earlier, Luke, was when we were talking about wild caught spiders and stuff like that and how they come in. So recently, I've never seen it before, but Luke brought in spiders called, let me not butcher the name totally. I believe it was Cryptolophus species Hato.
Yeah.
Chirotopholus, I believe. Chirotopholus species Hato, and if you haven't, I put it up in my Instagram story recently, but they are really fucking nice. I wasn't expecting them to be anywhere near as nice as they are. They're super unique colours. Luke's got females for £50, so it's really cheap as well. And I said to Luke,
yeah, sorry, I'll let you go, Connor. Sorry.
Yeah, I know you're waiting to go. I said to Luke, well, they're wild caught because I'd never seen them before, but they're all captive bred, grown on females. And I mean, when you see them, you can tell they're captive bred because they're immaculate condition. And I've just had a few molt out now, but they are really nice. So if you're looking for something to buy with this discount, especially, I highly recommend them. They're super cool.
I originally, what was it? When did I have them? I think I had 21, I think 6 weeks ago, and I think I've got 2 or 3 left, I think. But the Hatto, they're really nice. I've seen them previously for sale, primarily overseas in Europe, and the spiderlings were quite a high price. I think they were about 20-30 euro a piece. And when these were offered to me, they were offered to me at a really good price. So yeah, I priced them accordingly. They are a great species, and they only stay real small. So then people struggling with space, if you want a smaller spider, they are really quite unique, and there's very few of them around in the UK hobby.
See, that's impressive, because you could have doubled the price, put them on the website, and they still would have sold.
The thing is, I I like spiders to be affordable. Like anything I breed, I'll always do a little bit cheaper. And even if something comes to me at a cheaper price, like the Hatto did, I won't take the mickey with pricing them really high because I'm a hobbyist as well. You know, I've been a hobbyist far longer than I've been a trader, and while being a trader, I'm still a hobbyist. I mean, if you look behind me, that whole rack there, they're my spiders. They're my spiders. All of these going all the way around, none of that is for sale. That's all mine. Those are all my private collection spiders, and I'm sitting in one room of 2, and there's a room at my parents' and a shed in the back garden. So I'm a hobbyist first and foremost. So when new stuff comes in, it comes at a decent price. I've only got to make my margin, you know. I'm not here to rip people off or charge excessive amounts. Some species that I do get in are expensive, and the reason that I get them in is because there's something different and it's something new that I can offer to the hobby. But I'll always stick to my markup. I won't push up the prices on something because I got it really cheap and it's something new and flashy and I can give it a cool common name and sell it for a lot more. That's not what I'm about, because for me, when I was a lot younger and I was a teenager, I was buying spiders with my pocket money to grow out my collection, and it's a hobby at the end of the day. You know, it should be achievable for all. The most expensive species that I'm working with currently are expensive. I mean, the spiderlings that you're looking at from a couple of species I've got here are going to be £300-400 a spiderling. But those are the upper echelon of the tarantula hobbyist, the hobby that we're all in. And I think to achieve the top tier level of spider, maybe, or the most popular spider for £300-400 is a lot of money to spend on the spider. But when you look at other hobbies, for example, reptiles, you're talking tens of thousands. So I think we're doing okay in the spider hobby. I think it's quite achievable. I mean, if you want to get into the spider keeping hobby, you can get into the spider keeping hobby for as little as £5 and a nice little curly hair or a slightly grown on curly hair. The hobby is achievable for everybody, you know.
I've had conversations over the years about the price of spiders with non-keepers, and people have gone, "You spent £200 at a spider show? A fucking what?" And you explain. And then I go, how much was your Coventry City football ticket, season ticket?
Mm-hmm.
And then how much is a pint there? How many of those do you have? Taxi back and all the rest of it?
Oh, I do that as well.
In comparison, £200 a month's fuck all compared to a lot of people out there and their hobbies. A lot of people, I mean, I don't drink, I don't go down the pub. So a lot of people spend a lot more than £200 in a pub in a month.
And that's quite interesting to note, Osman, because I have actually seen species Hatto available quite readily in Europe over the last couple of years. And the two species that you've described there, I've got the Christophilus species Dominican Republic horned on the website at the moment. They are £5. They're £5 cheaper than the other female Hatto. It's one of them. Like the horned, when I picked them up, that was the first time I'd seen them. I very much doubt there's any others in the UK bar the ones that I sold. But it's a really nice genus. I believe the whole genus is from Colombia, but don't quote me on that.
Mark's just touching on the kind of our hobby is definitely as inexpensive or expensive as you like, from the spiders themselves to the enclosures. Now, I have seen a few YouTubers, and a lot of them, it's all glass enclosures, and they're well expensive or really expensive acrylic ones. And I think, because I'm on here, I like to show that you don't need to keep them in fancy enclosures like that. As long as you get the interior of the enclosure correct and the temperature correct, they're not fucking bothered if they're sitting in glass, plastic, or acrylic. As long as the humidities and temperatures are reached, it doesn't make no difference whatsoever. As long as that spider has the correct environment to live in. And I think it's really important because you can get into the I want to wear Nike Air instead of Primark type thing with the enclosures. Like, you know, a lot of people might feel the need that they have to buy more expensive, better looking, if you like, enclosures where you don't have to. You can keep spiders in very, very cheap containers and have a fantastic hobby. And I think it's I think it's more down to everybody that's on social media to pump that out a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? I see it a lot on TikTok, and it's kind of almost how does my mate describe it? Circle jerking almost. Do you know what I mean? But you can keep spiders in cheaper enclosures, not a problem.
Yeah, that's just sharing my tiredness there, Osman, isn't it? Yeah, of course. I knew the dumb rep, is obviously from Dominican Republic, but you've literally just got it, species Cuba. Yeah. Yeah, you can have
always on the ball.
that one, Osman.
That man is always on the ball.
Oh, no, Osman really knows this stuff, for sure.
Go out as a couple, you could spend more than 200 in a night. Yes, yeah. I don't like being drunk, and the wife doesn't take much to get drunk, so I'm all right there. Unless she's drinking with Luke, then she tends to handle it better. Claire's back. Speaking of the wife, she's just come in with pajama shorts on, a t-shirt, a towel around her head. Been in the bath, babe? Yeah.
Well, I want to go to sleep so I can do it in peace. Being charged on my phone's going to die.
I thought I was going to get some more intimidating questions. I've done alright tonight.
Oh, Reptile Beard, I think you just messaged me.
For everybody watching, we have said that we will put any question at all to Luke. It doesn't have to be spider related. We can go as personal as we like.
I might go get another beer if that's alright, quickly.
Yeah, the more likely you are to answer the questions.
I don't care. It's what it is, isn't it?
So we'll if we're asking a question, Luke seems a bit uncomfortable with it. I certainly won't push him because it's really unfair. But we can.
I don't think. No, I'm not going to say it. But,
Are you doing C's, Charlie?
I think I'm just going to go. I'm not going to sell.
You're going to come to the hotel, are you?
What? But the night before?
Yeah, I'm getting back from Jamaica on the Tuesday, and the show's obviously on the Sunday, and I've got a prep as soon as I get back. So I'm going to do my absolute best to make it.
I tell you why I'm not going C's. It's only because it's close to me, but it's only because I want to have a real banger at London. So I want to hold back stuff, grow it on, sex it, has some really nice bits.
But you can still come and you can still come for the enjoyment of the day.
Exactly, yeah. I don't need to. I feel like if I sell at C's, then I'm not going to have as much bangers at London, you know. And I'll do some really nice mystery boxes for London.
That is see, that's the thing. It's nice that you mentioned that because what we have available on the website is a very small amount of what I have available throughout the year. Because as I said earlier in the live stream, I've done 17 shows this year, and to fill tables with nice, exciting, larger spiders, sex females, even maybe sometimes pairs, I just can't list stuff online. So anybody that is watching maybe hasn't gone to a show yet, the shows are the best place to buy spiders. You can pick your individual spider. A lot of the shows will have the best stuff on offer, far better than you'll be able to find across online retailers. The best stuff that I get in, the best stuff that I let go, when I only have one or two individuals, it's always saved for show day. So I mean, to be honest, with that many shows now, like you shouldn't really have to travel too far. Even if you're just going to go to one, there's got to be a show that's somewhat local to everybody, and it's the absolute best place to expand your collections, for sure.
I will say the best one is obviously BTS. Second best for me is Coventry. And if you can get to the BTS, you can get to the Coventry show because they're 10 minutes apart. Yep. Jeanette has gone in quite soft on Luke to start with. She said, what's the best festival concert you've done this year, Luke?
Oh, okay. No. If my dad's watching, he's going to be pissed off at me for saying this. So I've done Bloodstock, I've done Download, I've seen Parkway Drive, I've seen Disturbed, I've seen Pantera. I think
which ones have you been with your parents, Luke? Because that's probably the ones that you got to be looking at if your dad's watching.
No, I think my dad won't even be surprised to hear it. I think
Daddy's
Download's a little bit special for me. It's the first ever festival that I ever went to. I stayed there for 5 nights, sleeping in my little tent in the field. Download this year was the best. Yeah, I would say. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bloodstock is fantastic, but there's just something about Download, and to much as my dad's distaste, the highlight of Download would have been the Sleep Token headline act. Yeah, I was all kinds of what I'm not even going to talk about on here, but that was magical. Yeah.
I want to, before it gets knocked down too far, I just want to comment on the sin section comment. Would you say it's best to buy multiple juveniles or pay for sex? It says named females, but I say sex females. My juvie enclosures cost £1 to £2. Like does it? Yeah. So the first point in terms of the multiple juveniles thing, basically the bigger the spider gets, the more you're going to pay for it.
Yeah, there we go. I fucking knew he's watching.
The bigger the spider gets, the more you're going to pay for it. So if you have time and you don't need a female immediately, always try and buy slings. Okay, well, it depends on the species. Obviously, if you're buying like Grammostola, you're buying slings, you're going to be quite well. It depends how old you are, but it's going to be a while before they're adults. Even still, it's nice to grow them on. So if you want old world species that are quite slow growing and you want adults, then definitely try and buy juveniles or bigger. But if you're buying any old world spider and you're going to breed them, or you want a female or whatever it is, I mean, you can have sex females in sometimes 6 to 8 months in some species. Like they grow that quick. If you're really shit hot at sexing stuff. So yeah, I mean, and also if it's someone that's produced them, they'll almost always give you a deal on 10. So definitely that. As for your enclosures,
I can add to what Charlie said just there. Charlie's absolutely right. Daddy Smile's always got his eyes on me, but actually that's a lie, not always. But no, yeah, to go back on topic. I mean, sex females are typically maybe about 5 times the price of a sling. What I used to do when I was younger, I would buy in 3 to 5 spiderlings, so then I can ensure that I've got females that I want. I would personally say buying juvenile to subadult females is going to be your best purchase. Older established adult females, you don't quite know how long you've got with them, but if you're buying a juvenile female to a subadult female, you can have that spider. For example, I sold earlier in the year, I think 25 Metallica subadult females. I sold them between 150 to 180 pounds, depending on their size. Now, because they're not full grown, you can guarantee, obviously, excluding mishaps and, in the spider keeping hobby, sometimes spiders aren't alive. But I've got a female Metallica right up here. I bought her as a juvenile and I've had her for 15 years as an adult. So, I mean, anybody that would have bought one of the Metallicas off us, you can expect that spider to live a good 10 years relatively comfortably. And for the price of £150 to own something as spectacular as a Persiflera Metallica, the cost is nothing. So I would always recommend, if you're short on space and you're looking to fill your room with some real standout species, I would say to aim for sex juveniles to sex subadults. That's what I choose to buy myself. But saying that, juveniles, of course, you can pick up. They're a hell of a lot cheaper. Spiderlings even cheaper. But the smaller they are, the cheaper they are, the longer they take to grow. And obviously, if you end up with a male, then that dramatically decreases that life expectancy. So, like, I'll buy 5 spiderlings at a time, and I'll primarily buy 5 spiderlings at a time because I'm searching for the males. I need males for females that I already have here. If you're a hobbyist and you're not interested in breeding, I would be going for the sexed individuals. Adults are great, of course, but they're more so straight into breeding hands. Really, I mean, it depends. If you go to a spider show, for example, as I keep raving about the shows, you can walk around the show and you can see an adult spider and you can look at it and you can know it's in great health, great condition. But you've also got to be aware that when there is mass amounts of adult females available in high quantity, they are more than likely wild caught.
Amy is famous for giving out sweets and chocolate, and says at the show, "What do you prefer, the Haribo or the chocolate bars?"
Easy, Haribo.
Yeah, Haribo.
See, Amy knows what she's doing here, you see. She comes around every time and gives me some sweets, and then when she buys a spider, I feel obliged to give him a discount. She's a very smart girl, is Amy.
A bigger discount than what the sweets cost. So if you think about visiting Spa Spider, take sweets, take gifts, and you never know.
I said to my dad actually at Southampton, because I had to run out quickly, but she gave me a bag of gummy sweets. And I looked at my dad because Amy was looking at stuff on the table, and I said to him, "Make sure you give a discount." You're very good at what you do, Amy. I'll see your game. I'm going to keep taking the sweets, and you can keep getting your discount.
Who's G-Man, Reptile Beard?
So, Lukey boy, you said any question.
Yeah.
So, which is pretty lethal, considering, I'm going to ask you a question.
You know me quite well.
Oh, gosh. You've got Ceropagopus robustus on the website. That is really cool.
Yeah, they are amazing. They are really nice size as well. They're really nice.
Damn.
They're captive bred for a good friend of mine. He's a supplier of mine, but he's became a really good friend. He's so open, and he tells me with regards to the breedings and all sorts, he's a really, really great guy. Yeah, he produced them.
Oh,
he also produced the Prison Diablis, which, in my opinion, what I've got on the website right now, the Ornithnotnae species Leal's Prison Diablis, those are the number one species on my website at the moment. I would say they are incredibly cool spiders, and the supplier that I got them from, he's had his adult female for 13 years this year. They are really nice, going from the slings with the white legs to the juveniles with the white markings on the legs to the adults with like the carapace and stuff. They are really, really nice spiders. Obviously, they're quite expensive. There are very, very few of them around, but they are really nice.
Luke.
Yeah.
I hope you've had enough beers.
Well, I haven't, but I'm going to go get another one in a minute. So I'll answer this one and then I'll leave myself.
The only answer that we need is yes or no, and then how many times. Have you ever pulled at a night before the show on the night out? Bear in mind your dad's watching.
Yeah, I might have, yeah. Well, no, yeah, I'll answer, yeah. You said yes or no, yeah.
How many times?
I won't answer that question. I'll leave that to the imagination, isn't it?
No, fair.
Just one.
Fair.
What did you get, Reptile? What spiders did you get from me? That's really unlucky. Damn.
I'm just going to run downstairs and get a beer because it seems I see the line of questioning is good. So yeah, I mean I'd answer them sober. I don't care.
What did you get from me, Reptile Beard? I'm interested. Was it
show for Luke? You might get a better discount. How much discount did they get, says Andy, when you pulled them?
It's bad for business.
Andy's like, so if I jump in bed with him the night before, you might get a discount.
No, I don't know. I just find it's really unique at the shows and at the pre-shows to speak to people that I have so much in common with. Because I speak to my friends, they couldn't give a toss about spiders.
I'm not going to ask details, dude. I'll do that. Thank God Scott asked how many times and not how many fingers.
Right, I'll be back.
We will continue to ask Luke Spider questions, but it's pretty fun just to try and wind him up a little bit. As he did say to me and to others in the WhatsApp chat that you can ask him anything. So he's left himself wide open. So I thought I'd just go in straight for a below the belt shot. Reach around discount as long as there's no pushback. That's Charlie's department. Charlie will go for the reach round. Charlie will give you a discount. Charlie will push back. Claire says scared him away. How was the eight-legged Emporium going, Charlie boy?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Actually, I might go down and pull an egg sack tonight as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you moved plant-wise, or
Have I what, sorry?
have you gone into plants yet, or?
Yeah, my girlfriend sold quite a few at the what show was it? Coventry show. And yeah, maybe we will have some at London as well. But plants are a very slow process because my girlfriend grows them up from little seeds, basically little corms you call them. So yeah, let's see. Hattie, Aminia, Rufus, H.
We'll have to give that mine when he comes back up.
Were they all slings, Reptile Beard? I guess so, because I don't even remember having. Oh yeah, the Hattie. I have. Well, it must be the same ones I have now. I've got one juvenile female and had two mature males from the same one. The Aminia, I can't remember. The Rufus, I've had two males and I've got 4 females here from the same ones. And the Polcopies were likely my babies from the second sack I had. So, yeah, they would have been slings as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. Oh, they were all males. Jeez. What was the female then? They all must have been slings, right?
Side note, that have a link or just on Instagram. Charlie's on Instagram, eight-legged Emporium. Literally how it's spelled up on screen.
Yes.
If one of the moderators could put Charlie's link into the comments, that'd be fantastic. You've been out on field trips, haven't you, Charlie?
Like, what do you mean?
You've been over Thailand snake hunting.
Oh yeah, what? Yeah. In January I was out in Thailand. Yeah.
No, previous to that as well.
Oh yeah. Loads of times. Yeah.
I think it was we delved into that the first live me and you did, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Thank you, Osman. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the first we did.
What shows you at this year?
So I have tables at London.
Fantastic show. Even better night before.
And I think there's more room this time as well. I think it's a bigger. You got more of the. I think so. We'll see. So London, Southampton, which is the last one, Coventry, and Gillingham, the new Kent show.
Ooh. Yeah, everybody always they say what the favourite shows are. I think everybody forgets about London for some reason.
I mean, I love the venue. I used to go to I
think it would just be downstairs again, John.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see about that. What was I saying?
I'll ask for you though.
Oh, all slings. Wow, yeah, okay, crazy. What was I even saying? I can't remember now. My mind's gone blank. What was I saying? What was I just talking about?
London show, Gillingham show.
I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, I mean, for me this year so far, apart from London, Southampton was so good. My God, Southampton, the venue was just incredible. It was clean, just a wicked venue. Super spacious. The temperature was perfect in the room. Southampton, I mean, I got to say, that was a crazy. Thank you. What's up, Lily?
Hi, Lily.
Oh, I think that's Lily that I talk to a lot on Instagram, right? Yeah, I believe it is.
I'm just scrolling up. When is
He's
Luke
a sexy man, isn't
on a field trip? Martin Lees. 2027 is the year. Yeah. And in that, and over the course of the next year, I'll be working on my stamina because I've heard, not to mention names,
I'm working it together.
people have struggled to keep up. So yeah, 2027, Martin. I'll be in contact with yourself if you're still fit enough to get a bat, which you will be. You'll be fitter than me.
I didn't know I was going to be on this live. I was just walking back. I went boxing, and then I came back, and Kirsten actually messaged me saying, "Am I going to be on the live?" And I was like, "Oh,
You
yeah."
started
Let me
boxing,
message
Charlie?
Kirsten. Yeah, still doing boxing.
I didn't know you did boxing.
Yeah, I've been doing it. Well, I was doing it in 2023, and then most of the way through 2024, and then when I moved house, I stopped, and now I've just come back to it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You kicked my ass, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know.
If you come a bit earlier for
I haven't
cover,
had any training.
a couple of rings, we can go and have a sparring if you want.
Sorry?
I said, if you come down early enough for the coffee show, there's a couple of boxing rings down at my gym. Come down for a spar.
Definitely, I have to start training more. I just placed an order, Luke.
You've placed an order.
Need to get in that.
I can kind of guess what you've bought, actually.
Nah, I don't know if you will. It's super weird for me. So I was trying to throw you.
What curly has.
I want to see him. I'm going to tell you if I'm surprised. I've got a feeling I know what it is.
God, no, wait. Before you look, what would you think? You can say it out loud as well, son. Before you look.
I think it might be one of the Laos. No?
What, the Ceropagopus?
No.
The Leo? What?
No, it wasn't. That is quite unique from you. By the way, I think that Cerrado's a female.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I figured it would be because, I mean, they're really small spiders, aren't they?
Yeah, they are really small, and I've had a male mature out already, and the last one I've got left, I had, I think, 15. That is the last one that you picked up, and I've had a couple males mature. So the fact that that one hasn't turned into a mature male yet makes me believe it is female.
Yeah, I lost one this year. It died. It was getting quite big as well, and they're quite nice spiders.
Oh yeah, they are so nice. I'm surprised they haven't sold even better, because I remember when they first hit the UK hobby as the rock tarantula, they were like £30 for a spiderling, and I got a fairly good deal on them. So I think I priced them at 40, and yeah, the male sold instantly. Funnily enough,
male Cerrado.
Yeah. Whenever I had a male mature, I advertise it bang on. I think I sold 3, and I didn't even need to advertise it on the website or anywhere. They just sold through word of mouth. They're nice, mate. Really nice.
And the silica, well, I would be quite happy if it was male.
Well, how could you tell that Amy Zinzi was a mature male?
Just get through chat very quickly. You won't be dead there, Martin. Like I say, mate, you're probably in better shape than me, my friend. And you got to keep going, because some of the stories that you've told me, I want to be a part of that. So yeah, give me this year to get out my system, and I'll be more mature next year, and we'll do rewarding stuff instead of just partying all the bloody time. How I could tell, it's quite hard to say, like, because I've worked with spiders over half my life, 20 of my 31 years. Some things just really stand out to me. So when you put the picture in, because I've seen so many Incy over my time, even without seeing like the emboli, just the shape of the spider, and I can't say exactly how I know. I just kind of know it's weird. But yeah, I'm 100% sure that Incy is a mature male. Yeah, I don't even need to look for emboli or
Very true, Mark. We never mature as men; we just get older. Luke, apart from Ray Gabriel and your family,
Yep.
who's been the inspiration or an inspiration figure for you in the hobby?
Oh, yes, obviously Ray is right up there. Also, Ray Hale. I've known Ray Hale since I was a child. Martin is also one of them, for sure. Martin's got a fantastic page. Martin Lee's Tarantulas on Facebook.
Oh, mate, incredible.
I don't think he posts too much on there anymore, but just look through some of his pictures and what he's done over the years. It's fantastic. So, yeah, Martin would be there, right up there. Martin's a very good friend. And then people overseas.
He's just incredible with Martin.
I've got a really good friend overseas called Olaf. He looks after me all the time. I stay at his house when I travel over there. He's fantastic. There's so many. There really is so many. But I think for me personally, over all the years, I don't think anyone's helped me more than Ray Gabriel. Yeah, Ray Gabriel's been absolutely fantastic. But then you've got people like Mark Allison, his daughter Melissa runs MMA Reptiles. Mark Allison is absolutely fantastic. He's a real stand-up guy, got a true passion for the spiders. I actually do want to give a shout out to Victoria Cox as well. I don't think she's watching, but her passion for the hobby is amazing to see. You know,
100%.
People
And she's a fantastic breeder.
And people come in and out of the hobby, and sometimes, I mean, I've seen so many people come and go over the years.
Everywhere as well, positive.
So many people come and go over the years, but sometimes you see people come into the hobby and they're really passionate about what they do. And Victoria is definitely one of them. Kirsten and her friends, like they're relatively new to the hobby still.
Yep.
They're gonna hate me for not remembering the names. I know all the names. It's Kirsten. It's
Do you know how they got into the hobby?
Yeah, through you and Adam, is it? No,
Louis, I agree. Louis needs to get centipedes in to add to the stock.
I would get centipedes in. I'd love to, but the last time I had a shipment of them in, out and ended up in the shop that's downstairs. So yeah, until I move from here, I'm not going.
Can you not keep them at your dad's?
It's Kirsten, Amber, and Sasha, by the way. Not to make you sweat.
Yeah, that's it. If Amber and Sasha are watching, I'm so sorry, guys. Like, it's been a really long day.
I missed a really good opportunity there. I really should have given you the wrong names, but.
Amber, yeah. I even know Amber's real name. They told me, and I can't remember it now.
So you don't know?
No, I do know. I should have.
Razor Dart Diamond says Martin. So's Mark. John says big up Graham Potter. Definitely.
Oh yeah, Graham Potter. Graham Potter is brilliant. What he's doing with some of the African stuff is fantastic. And Graham's came from the reptile side of things. He's came through and he's gone from one thing to the spiders. Yeah, what he's doing at the moment is fantastic. There's so many good people in the hobby. But what I really like to see is the people that are like really passionate, you know, that really taking enjoyment out of what they do. I think for anybody out there that's like looking to get into spiders, and I mean, I've never really envisioned selling. I've just kept them as a hobby. But as long as you got the passion, you know, I have long days every day almost, especially in a minute because I'm going away for 2 weeks. But I enjoy what I do, so it balances itself out. But yeah, when I've got to feed 2,500 slings over the next 2 days after doing my orders and going to gym, it's not. it gets brutal, but the passion's there and I enjoy it, man. I actually enjoy it a little bit too much. I find myself sitting there and staring at stuff when I should just be cracking on. Yep. Sorry if I've missed anyone as well. There's so many people that I've met over the years in the hobby. It's impossible to name them all. It really, really is. Even Daz Moss. Daz Moss has been around forever. Daz Moss is fantastic. Chris, who runs Seas. There's just so many. Lee, actually, I'll give I give a big shout out to Lee. Not that he needs it from Spider Shop, but to be honest, this hobby wouldn't be what it is now without Lee. What he's done with the Spider Shop and what he's done with Invert Shows UK, yeah, he deserves a huge shout out. Like, Lee is absolutely fantastic. There's so many. I don't want to name any more because I'm going to just miss people out. But yeah, shout out to all these guys. I mean, I met Lee before Spider Shop was a thing when I was 13 years old, I think, on a coach. There's too many. Actually, I do want to say one more shout out. Just one more. A shout out to Luke Manning. I know he's not watching, but Luke Manning, oh, what a fucking guy he is. Luke Manning, he does a lot of the running for the shows. He's usually sitting on the door when people come in. Luke Manning is a wonderful, wonderful man. Yeah. Too many to say.
Just going back to the centipedes, Luke, can you not keep them with your dad? Can't remember what you said.
Could keep him with my dad. If you want to ask my mum if he can have centipedes in the house, there, go ahead, mate. No. Yeah, mum won't allow it. To be honest, I would have moved out this place already, but because I've got a cool room and a hot room, I don't want to disrupt projects that I'm working on at the moment. As I'd be out of here and I would have scorpions for sale, centipedes for sale and centipedes in my private collection. I think some of the real big centipedes are so impressive and I'd love to keep them, but if I lose another centipede in the shop downstairs, I don't have a choice to move. I think I'll be booted out of here. So.
Everybody should have a Dahani in their collection.
A what?
A Dahani.
Dahani.
Yeah, so I may or may not have lost a Dahani in my spider room the other day.
Oh, mate. I'll tell you what, you won't see it. You won't see it either.
That's the advantage of having it away from the house, though, isn't it?
So, do you want to know? I was quite happy with what happened, basically. So, I was feeding everything, rushing around, and as you said, Luke, you kind of like see something, you get distracted by it, and I'm quite guilty of doing that. So I was feeding stuff. I fed the Dahani. Fucking jumped on this roach. I was like, damn, that's cool. And I must have got distracted by something else, and I left the lid off. And I went out for several hours. Came back, and I was like, shit. I seen it sitting there on the shelf, and I was like, oh, this is not good. Searching through, digging through the dirt, and I was like, yeah, okay, it's definitely gone. Anyway, what I did next I thought was quite clever. So I turned all the lights off, I left the room, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to come back in 2 hours, I'm going to see. Because I tore the room apart after this. Everything I took apart. I took out all the drawers, I took all the shelves back, looked under everything, couldn't find it. I was like, all right. Anyway, so I turned the lights off, went out, came back 2 hours later with my flashlight, I was looking around. Couldn't find it. So I was like, all right, you know, I'm going to keep the lights off. I'm going to do a little bit more feeding of some adult stuff. Like I was feeding a Taximus bambus, and I had the box down. I had the lid because it was on the lid. I flipped up the lid and I was feeding it on the lid. I hear this rustling next to me. I was like, what the fuck? I shine my torch over, and this Dahani is crawling across the floor, and I was like, fuck. So I left the bambus where it is, slid it over, grabbed the tongs, grabbed the fucker, put it straight in the box, closed it. I was like, yes, let's go! Because I'm sure Deb would not have come in the room.
If you're going to lose an invert in your house, the last invert you want that to be is a pede. For sure.
I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you the story about when I lost a centipede. Right, it resulted in its death, unfortunately, but I was very lucky. Mark says, "What's the truth when it comes to centipedes being escape artists? Been thinking of getting one, but all I find out are the horror stories." So the Baroplast lids, the Baroplast tubs. If you're using a Baroplast, you want to put some weight on the top of that, because if for some reason you don't click it down properly, it's going to pop it off and it will disappear. It's like any invert. If its environment is perfect for it, it won't go anywhere. So if you've got the pieces of cork bark flat down on the surface of the substrate and you're keeping the humidity right, the centipede, regardless of species, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be underneath that cork bark and it's going to blow out a very small flat section. That's where it's going to be majority of the time. The most times I've seen more so on Facebook than anywhere else about centipedes escaping is through the mesh. And again, if you've created the correct environment, it's not going to want to escape. It's like Sunday morning trying to get me out of bed. It's not going to happen unless, I'm off somewhere or I'm going somewhere. It is going to be nice and happy in the correct environment. As soon as, if that substrate, if it's got to be damp, as soon as it starts drying out, you'll see the centipede come to the top of the enclosure. That's when it's going, I fucking hate it here. I need to fuck off somewhere else. And it's going to start looking for a way out. Can they chew through plastic? Eventually, yes. But mesh is where they tend to, not the thick mesh. So custom aquarium tanks, the centipede tanks, do double mesh and it's thicker. They tend not to be able to get through that. I've heard horror stories of them scraping away at the plastic on the silicone on exoterras and popping the glass out. I think that's complete bullshit. I've never seen it. I've never seen pictures of it. All I've ever heard of is just people talking about it. Whether that's a rumor or not, I don't know, because again, I've never experienced it and I've never seen proof of it, just the rumors. Putting the lid on the plastic Barapass tubs and then putting another tub on it is enough, or an ornament of some weight is enough. They are surprisingly strong, they're surprisingly quick. And I think the horror stories come from when people start digging them out, they get pissed off and they fly out the enclosure just as fast as an old will can move. And I think it just catches people off guard.
I would just add to that. Well, first of all, before I say anything, I want to apologise to Sasha because I didn't forget your name. I know what your name is.
He did.
She messaged me. She's just Instagrammed me saying, "How dare you forget my name?"
To be fair, I do it as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long day, but I'm going to apologise because you deserve an apology. I love you, Sasha. You know that. But to go back onto the centipedes, are the escape artists? No. But in comparison to spiders, yes, is what I would say. Yeah. I packaged up centipedes into, I haven't got one here, but the equivalent of a cricket tub, the German-style live food boxes, the same ones that TSS use on their tables. I packaged 10 up into those, and in the morning, one had chewed a hole out of that and escaped out of that overnight. So, in comparison to spiders, yes. But are they escape artists? If you house them responsibility, they're not going to escape out of something if you've housed them to prevent that, I would say.
Hey, Vanessa.
Yeah, so with Sasha, Emma, and Kirsten, they came... Basically, I was doing a royal flower show, plant show with Adam, and we were like the first, Adam from Micro Exotics, sorry, I should say. We were like some of the first invert traders to do a flower show, basically. And we were kind of showing the bioactive thing because it's becoming more and more of a thing. And we were selling some isopods, selling some plants. We had some mantises. I don't know if we had tarantulas. I think we didn't. No, we didn't. So we had that kind of thing. And we met them there, and they were really interested in what we were doing. And they took some mantis and stuff like that. So I think their first sort of inverts were mantids. And then from there, I told them about the spider shows and stuff like that. And they just got super involved and mad passionate. And it's just, so cool. It's such a cool story. They're amazing people. And it's crazy to me that that's how I met them. And it's also crazy to me that they're like texting me when they were at the Mildenhall show, saying like they're like hanging out with Jeremy and stuff like this, and it's just like blows my mind that it's just such a such a cool hobby and such amazing
such a cool
people.
hobby. Like you meet so many people, you know, and like you say, like they're wicked guys. Like I was speaking to Kirsten, she was like, I really want to meet Dave. I'm like, well, just meet him. He's actually not that intimidating. Dave is actually well sound. And then I took him over to meet Ray, of course, for the Frixa Palma. And they're like, oh my God, Ray's so nice. I'm like, yeah, like, we all love the same thing. We've all got...
Scary to talk to for the first time, the second time, third, fourth, and fifth.
Sorry?
I said, Ray's scary to talk to.
Oh, Ray can be, but Ray's just an older character, but he's a sweetheart.
Yeah, you just think, shit, this guy knows his shit and one out of death just saying hello. But Ray Hale, what a guy. I think all the BTS members, mate, are just, to start with, you think, wow, they're like the elite, and then you get chatting to them, and then it's like that you kind of realise like they are actually normal people, and will just talk to you absolutely normal and very, very approachable. Nessa says,
sorry, I missed you too, Vanessa. I literally didn't see you at all at the show. Not at all. But it was so busy, Southampton. It was a really, really successful show. So I'm sorry I missed you. Obviously, anytime I see your face, I'll come and say hello.
Big up Midland Hall Halloween invert show, says Phil. Incredible Inverts of Animals is the organizer to that show. Give him a follow on YouTube, and you'll get all the information.
And we'll be sponsoring the Halloween invert show, the Milden Hall show, again this year through Phil and his parents. The Milden Hall show is, I don't know, I've never really done much for Halloween, so to be able to go to that show, do something for Halloween, and be able to trade, so I can kind of balance out the partying for Halloween and working for Halloween. It's amazing. The fancy dress, the drinks at Phil's parents after, it's so good. Yeah, such a good show. I really, really do love it. But everybody's approachable, you know. Everybody at the hobby, we've all got the same interest, you know. Don't think that, oh yeah, they might know a bit more than me, so I don't want to speak to them. They like spiders, you like spiders. We like bugs, you like bugs, you know. Like it really is a community.
No disrespect, but we're all shit, eat, and breathe, says Osman. Everyone is really approachable at the shows.
Yeah. And that's Osman coming from the Netherlands as well. So Osman visits the UK shows from the Netherlands, and everybody.
Earlier he said his closest show 9 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
People complain if it's more than an hour's drive. And Osman's like, 1 hour is nothing.
If you'd love to hear Ray speak, I'm sure he does some of the lectures, the BTS lectures, which I'd love to do, but they always collide for me. I can't remember what they collide with. It's either my holiday or one of my festivals. They always collide, but the BTS lectures are fantastic. That's somewhere where you haven't got to speak. You can sit down and listen to people speak. People that have really dedicated big portions of their lives to the hobby of ours. It's really something that I need to do. I need to. I don't know. It's really hard for me.
For you, anything? Sorry? What's it collide with this year for you?
I can't remember. It's collided the last 2 years because I'd go 100%. I'd be there, click of the finger. I can't remember what it is. It's either an event I've got over in Europe, a festival, or a holiday. It's something that I can't miss, and that's why I haven't been.
Milden Hall?
No, the BTS lectures.
Oh.
I've never been yet. I'd like to. The discount code, just mentioning it again, is active until Wednesday at 8 p.m. So you've got plenty of time to scroll through the stock and then make good use of that code. It doesn't apply to sales items because they're already at a discount, and obviously not the postage because unfortunately nobody has any change on the postage. You've got no control over that price. Post office. And just to mention, channel members do get a discount at Spar Spiders all year round, and support the channel, obviously.
This year, the price of the special delivery has gone up twice, maybe even 3 times.
Yes.
So unfortunately, I am going to have to put the postage up a little bit. I haven't done it yet because I really don't want to. But yeah, at the minute, every order, I'm losing a bit of money on the postage at the minute. They've put it up so much, but I mean, for next day delivery, everything.
I've got no control over that, by the way. Adverts coming up over the comments. There's no way I can turn that on or off. Unfortunately, otherwise I would turn it off. Martin might do the lectures next March.
I'll have a look when it is, but I'm sure I'm not in the country. If it's lined up the same as it does do the last few years, I'm not here, and I really want to be. If I was in the country, I'd be there for sure.
If you're going, if I can financially afford it, I'll pick you up and we'll go.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you now, it's really not one to miss. It really isn't.
Yeah,
This year
really.
we've also been to Dave's new spider room, which is really amazing in real life. It's really so much nicer than on the vid, says Osman.
And I do just want to say very quickly, just a little shout out to somebody else. I've shouted at a few people tonight, but I do just want to shout out one other person, or actually, I should say a couple of people. It's Andrew Smith and Guy Tansley and their documentaries, Love Tarantulas. I mean, you can find so much good stuff on YouTube, so much good stuff on the internet, but what they're doing, going out to the field and producing these films and documentaries for us,
Priceless.
are invaluable. To the extent
Priceless.
to the extent that we Spy Spiders, me and my dad, everything involved with Spy Spiders, we're executive producers each year. We always donate each time to the highest echelon to keep what he's doing going, because the stuff that they're getting is invaluable, and it really is fantastic. I mean, Andrew Smith has been around forever, and Guy Tansley is a great guy. So, yeah, if anybody's looking for anything this Christmas to get anybody that's spider fascinated, spider addicted, yeah, you should certainly be looking at some of the stuff they're producing.
And they are
over to Love Tarantulas, because it is really, really good. I mean, you can watch it being somebody new to the hobby, and it's also really good for people that have been in the hobby numerous years, even like myself. The stuff that they include in that, how they can pack so much information into such a short film with real live footage that they've gone out and shot themselves. Is
Very
absolutely
accessible as
fantastic.
well. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it on
Yeah.
computer.
You can
Yeah, you
download
can get
the whole catalogue.
digital copies, hard copies. Honestly, their work is, I would say, the best out there for what they're doing in the field and producing content for us in the hobby. Yeah, I think it's second to none, which is why we support them.
Buy one of the DVDs and get Andrew Smith to sign it. And then do that.
Yeah. Andrew is actually at a fair few shows amongst the year. I do think he attends a good few. He's always at Seas. Yeah, best documentaries out there. Yes, Osman, I love it. This is a cause that we all need to support. We really do. Because
Andrew Smith is actually live on Amy's channel on Thursday. I'm unsure what time it's from, but it's Nessa's put live on Pet Rocks. It's Pet Rock and Roll. Amy is one of the BTS committee members as well. A fountain of knowledge. A wonderful lady. So go check. If somebody could put her link into the comments, so that'll be a live stream not to miss. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I've got them all. I've got everything being sent over because we contribute to the film, and it's all so top notch. It is really great. And anybody that's not even sure, if you watch Amy's live and hear him speak, oh god, yeah, he can speak far more elegantly than any of us guys. That's for sure.
He was the first person at a show or in the hobby that I actually had a picture with.
Yeah.
At the very first show that I went to, he was, as you went into BTS, through the doors, he was in the left-hand corner.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, I can't fault anything that they do. I really can't.
I would like to say two things, actually, which one of them was at the Southampton show. And I'm just trying to find the exact name of it, the company name.
Thanks, both.
For any of the guys in chat, would you be able to put the website in for Love Tarantulas at all? I'm sure they've got a website, but just so somebody can check it out. I think that would be a great Christmas gift, or even just to check out your stuff. But
yeah, so no, you're good. So there's a guy on Facebook that I've been following recently called Chris Newman. I don't know if anyone's familiar with him.
Yeah, I am.
And basically he posts stuff when when inverts or reptiles or anything like that, snakes, come into the country by means which is unintended on shipments of fruit or veg or in people's suitcases or something like that, he posts them in the area and people go and collect it basically, which is fantastic, because it stops them being euthanized by someone else basically. So recently I went to collect a scorpion local to me that came back in someone's suitcase from California, so that's pretty cool. But he actually works for a company called, I believe, well, he might be the director of a company called National Center for Reptile Welfare, and they have like,
It's actually the director, to be honest.
yeah, I think he is the director, but I was speaking to one of the ladies there because they were at Southampton show, which is fantastic. I fully support these kind of people being at the invert shows. It's honestly so good that they get the message out there. So she was telling me they have like 600 royal pythons right now just from rehoming because they're just insanely overbred and produced like. It's one thing with this is one point I was going to harp on when someone said about our hobby being affordable. Spiders ask for very little, and they're not vertebrates. They don't have the same cognitive abilities that snakes and reptiles have, and these animals really shouldn't be kept how they're often being kept in the hobby, and I will die on that hill. And the fact there is like, so this was one person I was going to mention. The second person was Ruby's Reptiles. She does a reptile rescue in South Wales. She's on Instagram, and she does fantastic stuff. And she just can't take in enough royal pythons because they literally just get left. Like people will dump them in the street. It's crazy. So. Yeah, just that's two things. Like, if you guys are thinking about getting a snake for Christmas or thinking about getting a snake in the future, please try and contact these companies because not only will you be getting it for a fraction of the price, but you'll be helping them massively, and you'll be getting a healthy animal that they really need the space to take in more, basically. Yeah.
Chris runs the National Centre for Reptile Welfare. He also used to be the chair of the Federation of British Herpetologists and reptile. He also keeps a close eye on legislation and scientific issues. That's Phil.
Yeah.
Phil, for those of you who don't know, Phil is also a head zookeeper. Hence, he knows all this shit.
Yeah, so I only came across him this year, and the National Centre for Reptile Welfare this year. And honestly, the way I see the reptile hobby going in this country at the moment is really quite nice. In terms of like poor quality of keeping is what I mean. It's still a toxic fire pit, but yeah, people are still crazy.
Go in the Charlie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. You're right, mate. You're right. You're definitely right. But when I compare like the invert hobby to that, it's just not even comparable. So. But I think more people keep reptiles, so it makes it harder when you have more.
You'd be surprised, even starting a YouTube channel, the lengths some people go to for hate.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll tell you.
That's what I'm commenting on.
Honestly, the issue that I've had going on for nearly a year it's fucking horribly scary. But
yeah. Yep.
Police is the next thing. Put it that way. Axolotl and Reptile Rescue and Advice UK. They're on Facebook. Rescue. If you contact them on Facebook, they'll give you a list of what they've got available. They ask for a donation, but they will also put up on there where they're going in the country. So basically, you just contact them, and if they're coming near you, they will bring whatever animal that is that they've rescued to you, which is pretty damn impressive. And they just simply ask for a donation. Lovely pair of people behind it. I don't know much more of the details, but yeah, follow their page and you'll see what I'm talking about. They started off literally in a house, and it was all the axolotls because people buy axolotls as pets for their kids, and the kids grow out of them, literally, and then the parents obviously don't want them anymore, so they started taking the axolotls, and then it grew and grew. They've got their own pet shop as well. I think it's in Northampton, if I remember right. But yeah, that's what they do. They go across the country, rescuing animals, taking on animals people don't want, and finding homes for them. So Axolotl and Reptile Rescue and Advice UK on Facebook. And then, like I said, they show you where they're going in the country. So if they've got any animals on the list that they've got for rehoming, give them a contact and they'll come to you.
Very cool. Yep. Seriously, man, you've got to be such a selfless person to do this, because you're often taking on animals that maybe you didn't want to keep, perhaps, and that sounds bad, but like you didn't necessarily want to keep. You're doing it for the love of the animals, and it's just crazy to me that people can overbreed animals so much to the point where we literally don't have enough people to keep them. Like, it just shows
it comes down to what we were speaking about, isn't it? It's kind of like passion. You know, if you got the passion for something, you're not going to go down this route and producing too many animals. It's
true.
And I think that's what's really nice about the invert hobby, because the invert hobby has grown so much over the years. And what they do at the invert shows with, you know, doing the raffles to support conservation and stuff, like, it's so well run. It really is so well run. I mean, the invert shows are just absolutely fantastic. I mean, and this is our hobby, you know. This is something that we can keep going. And, you know, if there was ever an argument to be made about what we enjoy, then you can give all of the good stuff that the hobby does, you know, with the captive breeding, with the conservation, with the research, with the medical science. There's so much. There is so very much. So there's stuff to learn from what went wrong in the reptile hobby, because this hobby, although it's not new, it's relatively new to the more common keeper, I would say. There's more people keeping these exotic invertebrates now than there ever has been.
Yeah, and you see it, like, even from my short time in the hobby, like to now, like Southampton show, like, you just see so many new people coming up. And
see you later, Tim.
Like, where's Tim? See you later, Tim. I didn't see the message.
Sin section.
Sin section. Okay.
Yeah. See you later, man.
Yeah, like, you just. Like, I had a lovely experience with someone last at Southampton show. So there was a guy that, what was the exact story? I can't remember now, but basically we traded. He came over to get his first tarantula from me, and he gave me some plants. So I was like, oh, just don't give me money. I just take the plants. And he was a super nice guy. And then he came to his first invert show. On the Southampton one the other week, and got loads of spiders because his missus finally broke and let him go over that. So it's just you just hear so many good stories. There's such good people, and I love talking to people at the shows. And I can talk all day, all night, and doing a live stream with you two as well. I could talk all night. It would never end of stuff, like good conversation.
I know the feeling, man. Like, whenever I come on these live streams, I'm like, why do I not do it more often? Because it's just, I just love it, you know. It's just, I don't know.
For me, I say, like, both these on a live at the same time.
From when I started, I was buying spiders off Exotic Pets. Like, you know, there wasn't really many spider retailers. I was only going to a couple of shows, and when all of these new shows were announced through Spider Shop, I mean, I never doubted what them guys were doing, Invert Shows UK, but I thought it would dilute it a little bit. But it's grown the hobby exponentially. It's absolutely mental. I mean, we trade every single Invert Shows UK event and have them for the last 5-6 years, and year on year they are busier. They're looking for bigger venues, and it's only attracting more people to our hobby. You know, it really is incredible. It really is.
Spot on.
Yeah, it's always a bit daunting to have both of you on at the same time. Because, I mean, I've been in the hobby a while. Charlie, what, 5 years?
Yeah, about that.
And your knowledge is incredible. Luke's knowledge is incredible. And mine is nowhere near the level of these guys. And it's just, for me, it's a bit like, oh, shit.
No, yeah, but it's kind of like transferable skills, because you've done a lot of seeing stuff out in the wild, haven't you? Like, you've learned a lot of stuff with snakes, so it's easily transferable when you look at something else. Yeah. But then you
it's a
say
totally
that,
different
Scott,
kind
but
of
I'm out
knowledge.
of my depth when I speak to some of my friends. Like when I speak to Ray Gabriel about some things, and even Ray Hale, and especially Martin Lees, and so many people that I speak to, and I feel out of my depth. You know, like we're all on our own journey, and if your own, nobody knows everything. Nobody. I hate when people refer to me sometimes as an expert. I'm not an expert. I'm experienced in what I've done, but I'm no expert because, for example, my friends produce some of these papers. I can barely read the papers. I'm no expert.
Yep. I was working with people that write those papers in the jungle of Thailand,
Oh.
and like it's just I can't even tell you the level of knowledge that some of these people like had is crazy stuff. Like we literally have snakes and we're counting the scales up to the vertebrae and then counting them down the other side to make sure they match to certain things. And like we would often take off, so we were doing a scale like clipping, so we take off with a blade like a tiny bit of the scale to analyze it for DNA, and it's just like insane stuff.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
I do just want to give a shout to. Yeah, no, go on. You read that. Yeah.
I've got my first tarantula from Virginia Cheeseman. This is crazy. Pre-internet, you had to post her a stamped self-addressed stamped envelope, and she'd post you her stock list back every month. That's incredible.
So when I first started out, Virginia Cheeseman was one of the only sellers, and to see that she's back in the business after all of these years, only a few months ago, I believe, was actually a little bit of a sad moment, because when I got on the spider scene and I searched spiders online, her name came up every time. She'd been in the hobby and retailer of invertebrates for so many years, and I've met her a good few times, especially at the AES, the Amateur Cement Society show. But yeah, no, she's wicked, and to see that this year she's called it quits is it's quite sad actually. Yeah, she really is one of the first people to do this. Yeah, Virginia Cheeseman.
guys.
That name will never be forgotten.
I gotta call it there because I need to go make dinner, and yeah, I need to shower because I came straight from boxing to here, so I'm still disgusting. I couldn't wait to go on.
Enjoy your night, my friend.
Guys, thank you so much. It was awesome.
Appreciate you as always, brother.
See you later, everyone. It was wicked, and I will speak to you soon.
Cool.
Take care, Charlie.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see that. Yeah, you know Phil, Virginia. Virginia is the OG. Yeah, she's been here forever.
I remember the first BTS that I went to. There wasn't a Spa Spiders. There was a stand called Luke Hughes. I don't know who that was.
Oh yeah, my first ever table at a show just had my name on it. I didn't have a clue what I was doing.
Just
no name, just my name on a white piece of paper with spiders that I'd bred that year, and it's just naturally progressed.
Flourished. If you want to ask Luke any questions, again, anything, literally anything at all, drop them into the comments and we'll put them to him. And the discount code is still live at sparspiders.co.uk and is till Wednesday at 8 p.m. And if you make an order, remember to put mystery box in the comments to be in it to win it. £100 mystery box with a value of 200 quid, and now it's on the live stream at Christmas Day. If you don't know about the live stream Christmas Day, I'm hosting a live stream. We've got Luke's going to pop on, Dave's Little Beasties is going to pop on, Charlie's in Italy, he's going to pop on. I'm asking people if they want to pop on. That's completely fine, even if it's only 5 minutes. But we've got a ton of stuff to give away, and I mean, like last year was epic. This year is just like blow my mind. There's lots of stuff. There's even a tarantula tastics enclosure Steve's putting in, which is going to be an amazing prize for somebody. There's £100 mystery boxes, £50 mystery boxes, vouchers. There's £20 in your PayPal from Post Pods, as well as some other bits and bobs. There's even an Uber Eats or Just Eat voucher going in there as well. So if you win that, you can already sell Christmas dinner. It is, the prizes are mad. Yeah, Nessa says, Luke, any idea where I can get an adult male Hogna Marenia Mandarina from? Or Phil might also know.
Yeah,
You know, Gavin not got one.
I think Phil would be the person to speak to with regards to them. I haven't got any of them at the moment. I don't deal in the true spider stuff too much. I mean, my passion is tarantulas first and foremost. But yeah, Phil doesn't know, then it's worth asking Jeremy. I know Jeremy produced them. I don't know if he's got any more. I know he's really quite focused on his studies at the moment.
Yeah, best to leave Jeremy alone at the moment because he's literally thrown everything he's got into his university. Unfortunately, I got my spiders from true spiders from kind of 7-8 years ago. Ain't in the hobby no more. But Gavin is the one to go to. He'd be the person that I'd speak to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark's going to be at work, but he'll definitely tune in.
I'm loving the questions. We have got some good questions here. I love questions.
G-Tang, I'll come back down to you, but I've missed. Oh, Lily says, what's your favourite genus to work with and what's your favourite species to keep?
So I've said this so many times on the lives.
Amazing.
It's a question that comes up quite a lot. My favourite genus to work with is without doubt Perslepheria, the ornamental spiders. I just really don't think they deserve the bad credit that they get. They are fantastic. I tongue feed them. They're all up there, so all across the top, coming from India, Sri Lanka. They're hot spiders. I have got so many. So Perslepheria is my favourite genus, quite comfortably. Has been for a number of years. It can change and it does change, but I just think they are wonderful spiders, and I can't get enough of them. My favourite species to keep. Oh, so hard to say. I don't think I could narrow it down to a single species. Yeah, you've got me there. Species, I couldn't give you one. I can give you a genus. A genus is a group of spiders. I can give you a genus. But my favorite individual spider that I've got is a Grammostola rosea. Is a Chilean rose. I bought her as an adult female when I was 11 years old. 20 years later, it'll be 31 in 2 weeks. Yeah, I've had her. So she's probably nearer my age. I've had her for 2/3 of my life. She's my favorite spider in my collection by far. There's no arguments there. No comparisons. Yep, she is my most valuable spider for sure, and not in money's worth, just in sentimental worth to me. Without that spider, this might not have happened. So, yeah, definitely my female Grammostola is there.
Just thinking about Sri Lanka, I went to work, and a lot of you know what I do for work. So I repair hydraulics on anything that's got hydraulics. So anything from factory based to plant hire companies. And I went to a plant hire company, did a job, and I was chatting to the bloke, and he was from Sri Lanka. And I started chatting to him, and I was like, "Have you ever seen spiders And he was like, and I showed him a couple of pictures of the pokies from Sri Lanka, and he went, "Yeah." And he showed me he was actually, I think they have to do 2 years in the army or whatever, but he was saying in the army, in the trees, he saw them. Just like that conversation would never have started. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Probably Bugs UK or Jeremy Animals Addictive. If I can get them in, I will, says Phil. Bugs UK is a good shout. Favorite European show you've been to?
To answer G-Tang's question quickly, what is an underrated genus that I love? I've really got a soft spot for Bumba for some reason. So your Bumba Harida, your Bumba Tapeos. I think they're such unique looking spiders. And I remember when I was, I think, 14 or maybe 15 years old, I've seen the first Bumbers come in. They were called Buckler back then. They were adult females, and I've seen them at a show over in Europe. And I thought they were so impressive. They looked so male-morph true spider-like. I would say they are very underrated. To give a second genus, it's so hard. I'd probably say maybe Serica palma. I don't think Serica palma quite get the credit they deserve in comparison to Pamphobeteus and Xenethus, but Serica palma are really boisterous spiders, and they've got some real nice individuals within the genus. But yeah, I'm gonna die on that hill. I'm gonna say Bumba are incredibly underrated. Yeah, I think they're absolutely fantastic spiders.
On with G-Tank, Toledo cattle, because they just get referred to as it's a beginner tarantula. Once you kept them, then you move on to the better ones, and it's like, yo, Toledo cattle. Some of the spiders in there are stunning.
I would say my two most expensive species that I own and have ever owned in the spider keeping hobby, neither of them are in the top 5. I'm going to say it. They're not. Not to say that they won't be for somebody else, because they're incredibly impressive, but the spiders that I've grown up with and stuff, yeah, I don't know. I don't think anything beats a pokey for me. I really don't. With regards to Europe, there isn't really many shows I go to over there. I only go to a couple of events, and it's completely dependent on you as a person. It's like, what are you looking to see? Are you looking to see more specialized spiders, or are you looking to see reptiles, or are you looking to see everything under the sun?
What false tarantula have got listed?
Sorry?
What false tarantula have got listed on the website?
Yeah, I've got a false tarantula, and this is where I'm a little bit out of my depth. So, as I'd previously said, tarantulas are my passion. Unfortunately, my knowledge doesn't transfer over to true spiders so well. But honestly, looking at the false tarantula, had I not been told that it's not technically a tarantula, I would have said it's a tarantula. Yeah, it's really quite interesting. It's the first one I've seen, and I actually picked that up off Jeremy through Jeremy's Wild World. Yeah, they are.
I think my first Calisoga was off Gavin.
Strange. Yeah, they're Calisogasta. Calisoga? Yeah, that's me. But
carry some weight.
Yeah, they are really interesting. Honestly, if I put them next to some of my actual tarantulas, and even with the downward facing fangs, like their build is tarantula. I don't actually know what makes them a false tarantula. I can't answer that question.
The DNA. The machine says perfect post gym viewing. Hey guys, I can't go to the gym this time of night. It'd be packed. My gym in the evening is absolutely packed. I won't be able to do half the stuff I wanted to.
I'd love to hear it, Lily.
Well, the machine, aptly named.
I'd love to hear it, Lily, with the 8 pokies, Metallic Regalis, Strata, Vitara, Renata, Sabuscalo, and Trina Vasily Miranda. So you're just needing Hanamvrila Sumaka, which I've got. Just the ones on the very top there. That's the mature male. And I've got 2 females, so we'll give them a go. What are you missing out of there?
Have Therapos Sade species Cusco now changed to Ewok?
Yes, they're Ewok Kimbre Kawasaki.
Was that Volna?
Sorry?
Was that Volna?
No, that was Gabriel and Sherwood. As far as I'm aware.
Sarah picked up a Diplo D species golden stripe sling off you too. When did you have that?
Yeah, the golden stripes. I bought them in twice over the last year, and they're quite expensive to buy. I wasn't actually sure if I was going to pick them up at first because they were really quite expensive, and I didn't really want to charge £50 a spiderling, but they are magnificent. I will say, from what I can tell, because it's not a species that I've kept myself, but through people that have bought them off me the first time, they develop the real golds as they do get larger. So at juvenile size, they're still a little bit more dull, but as they reach that maturity, that's when them golds really start coming out. But that's a species that I picked up just on a whim because, as I said, the price that they were, I didn't really want to sell them for 50. I would have liked to have offered them a bit cheaper, but I bought them in. I only bought 10 in the first time, and they sold before I couldn't even take them to the BTS show. So, yeah, they were very popular. That was a really nice purchase. I don't think anybody else has bought that species into the hobby, the UK hobby, as far as I'm aware.
Kosoga are part of a big group, a lot of funnel web tourist webs in them, says Bailey. Yeah, Bailey loves his true spiders, man.
I'd love to see. That's what I really need to scrub up on is my true spider knowledge. The male morph, the Deploridae.
Vince's short sure is good for them too. Thailand trapdoor related to them. Emma Cockley, yes, I think they're called, says Bailey.
Oh yeah, Bailey. I tell you what, you've got me out of my depth. As I say, with that sort of stuff, with the true stuff, it's really annoying that my knowledge doesn't transfer over. I haven't kept enough of them to really make too much of a comment.
Some Spanish trapdoors related to them too.
Yeah, Vincent is very good for Deploridae. I will actually give up that I'm bringing a few more Agrafria in before the end of the month. The Agrafria are stunning, very much like Linofelli.
Vincent's a lovely guy as well. Really nice. Really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a few drinks with Vincent and some good talks over spiders, particularly at BTS this year just gone.
Well, I messaged Lee.
Did I miss any other? I'm sure I missed another question, but
the London show, for whoever said it's upstairs and downstairs, it's not. It's just downstairs. It's hard. Oh, where are we? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Vincent is great. Yeah, Vincent is a very good man.
He's got amazing interior decor taste. Amazing. It's hard to find Deploriae. I've been looking. I've seen Linofelli sericata. Stunning. Linofelli are absolutely stunning spiders. Their webbing is just. Oh, sometimes getting on pre-love, but I definitely want to grab up others.
So Deploridae, theoretically, the Deploridae species Golden Shot and the Deploridae species Agrafria, I'd edge a bet that the Agrafria is actually Linofelli. So Deploridae isn't a genus name. Deploridae is a group of spiders that fit a category. So they could well be Linofelli sericata. That was formerly known as Linofelli megaphiloides. This is a little bit of true spider knowledge, I know. But you've also got Linofelli phallax. And I have came across
phallax is just beautiful spider, man.
Yeah.
Fucking fast. You think teleport and these things, these are faster, but they are just amazing for a true spider. The size they get as well is really impressive.
And not only the size, but if you put them in enclosure, it doesn't like if I put them in one of my well, I haven't got any behind me, but if you put them in even any size tank, they fill the whole thing with webbing. They're such a good display. I mean, it's going to be primarily web that you're going to see, but it's so impressive. Yeah, Linofelli Deploridae.
You take the top off and rip some of the webbing off with it. D Sanguinii says Bailey needs to. Did we have those, Bailey? A couple, back? But he's 7 years ago or something. You remember?
Yeah, they have came in. There's quite a few, but they're very few and far between. Like I say, I want to get more into the true spider stuff, and especially the male amorphs. There is some macrophyllae that are popping up at the minute, but macrophyllae is a little bit. It's a little bit more difficult because with macrophyllae, for example, Invert Shows UK don't allow their sales at the events because they can be considered quite medically significant. So they've kind of banned the genus.
The research
that doesn't help their popularity.
It's just thought they've got it. Like I said, the research ain't there yet.
It's not there yet, though.
Oh yeah, in Ischnotheri cordata, that's the ones. They were stunning as well, Bailey.
Smaller, yeah, you had them, didn't you, the cordata?
Yeah, stunning spider. Nessa's got a sericata, but I would love a phalanx. For those that know me personally, no, I'm not buying many tarantulas anymore for health reasons. Alan, memorable mystery. It's time for sleep. I've really enjoyed this live. Thank you. Good night. Night, Alan. Take care.
Yeah, night, Alan. It was good chatting with you. Good chatting with you this time and the last time, and yeah, look forward to chatting with you even more.
Yeah, Dave's recently got into his funnel webs over the last couple of years.
Yeah, macrophyllae are spicy, but I mean, I don't know. I've been doing this for 20 years, as I keep saying, and I've never been bitten. So for me, I don't really look at that too much because there is really no like scientific proof out there that X spider is going to be worse bite than the next spider.
There's nothing for macrophyllae. It's like, some of the centipedes that we've got in the UK. I mean, Dave got bit by I think it was Dahani, and you're looking at like 25, 30 years ago, and he's still got nerve damage in that finger where he got bit, and sometimes he says the pain will come back. And it's like, that's comparable to the macrophyllae kind of venom. So what's the difference?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think the safeguarding in terms of shows, I think it's quite smart, really, just to go, right, like, let's not offer these for sale, like the Sicarius. Like, for example, the Sicarius gracilis, their potency is meant to be really quite weak, but the Femophoides is meant to be way more significant than the gracilis. And I think as a whole, with people coming through the door, I think
no reported deaths.
Busy shows. No, it's no. There's no
significant research been done into the venom either.
No,
it's more of guesswork than anything at the moment.
It's guesswork, but I think it's
because we need to know. We need to know.
Yeah, I think it is guesswork, but I think it's good to edge on the side of caution when it comes to these events. For example, in Germany, you used to be able to buy DWA hot species throughout the whole show. They had a DWA room where they'd keep like the snakes and real deadly reported death stuff. But in the main room, DWA species that you can find in the UK, you can find throughout the show. And I accidentally picked up some scorpions. I didn't know. I just picked them up because they look cool from a table amongst all the other traders. And he sold them to me when I was, 14 with my dad. I got home, searched each species of scorpion, and each species had reported deaths. So I think safeguarding it, even though these spiders for sure, macrophyllae, they're probably fine. I think safeguarding it so that sort of thing doesn't happen in the UK is just for the greater good of the hobby. So it's a shame.
Anything that's not been described, anything that says genus followed by SP, should then also be banned for sale at shows because they've also not had the research done on their venom.
Yeah.
It's funny, I prefer the look of Thomothoides, look to Gracilius, but can't find them anywhere. Charlie had Gracilius not so long ago, if I remember right. Or was it Graham?
No, Femophoides. I think Graham's got some of them. I really do like the Sicarius, and the Sicarius are absolutely bomb-proof. I bought in
UK quite a lot.
I bought in the Gracilis. I bought, I think, 30 odd, and they were really quite small slings, and I didn't lose a single one. They were hard as nails.
Right.
I do think Graham Potter at the Buggery has got Femophoides if you're looking for Femophoides. Or
Phil,
however you say that name.
when DEFRA asked the Terrestrial Invertebrate Working Group about whether Sicarius should be DWA, we all, along with Venom Tech, said no.
See, this is exactly what I'm saying. But when I spoke to the person who sold me the Gracilis, they said that the Gracilis is relatively harmless, where the Femophoides can actually pack a punch. I don't know how true that is. But the Gracilis on the website, just because of the stuff that I've heard, I've recommended that they go to more experienced keepers just in case. But I have been told that the Gracilis are alright. I don't know. It's really not my field to comment.
Yeah, to be fair, if I was a seller and if I was insurer on the Venom on something, then yeah, you wouldn't sell it.
Well, if they banned them at the Invert Shows UK for sale on the day, I have to put something on there. Only because I haven't had enough time to delve into the research and to look through papers and do the recording stuff. So I've got to put a bit of a disclaimer on there. But for me personally, the Macrophili and the Sicarius, they can't even climb glass. Like for you to get bit by them, I think you've got to make a pretty sizable mistake. Yeah, you've got to make a bit of a sizable.
You've got to be flicking them with your finger and pissing them off.
Yeah.
But I think they're saying something like there's thousands of sun spiders out there which we still are yet to actually discover. Full stop.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Sarah. They have got no reason to bite us, and that's why I've never been bitten. And you've got to think, I've been, for example, since Spar Spiders has begun, I think we started about 6 years ago, I have sent out every single order and packed every single spider that's ever left us completely on my own. I bring in spiders by the thousands each time. And I keep thousands of spiders in my personal collection, and I've never once been bitten in 20 years. So it's one of them. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not going to happen because my dad got bit for the first time only a few months ago when he was boxing up some P. marinus. He opened a tub of it, and it came straight out of the tub and bit him in the finger. So it can happen. Mistakes absolutely can happen. But
did they envenomate?
Yeah. His finger was tingling for a bit, but nothing. And I mean, P. marinus, you'd expect to give you a bit of a punch, and it was only a juvenile. But yeah, his finger throbbed for a little bit, and he was absolutely fine. In fact, that was the first one that he had to put up for the show. So after he'd done that one that bit him, he had to then put up another 7 or 8. And I didn't let him off either. He just sat there and done it with a throbbing finger.
Yeah, but he's your dad, though, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's built. Yeah. Anybody else got bit by the thing, they'll probably be out of action for a week.
Yeah, he don't care. But I don't know. I think in this hobby, if you don't want to get bit by a spider, you really can not be bit by a spider. I mean, if I was to get bit, I would have been bit already multiple times. I mean, I've packaged up no less than 50,000 spiders in the last 6 years. Not even came close.
The only things I've ever possibly been bit by was false widow in my sleep. That's only because the 2 little dots and the symptoms matched.
Do you know what's actually really funny? I have actually been bit once, but not by a tarantula. So I went on holiday with my friends to Greece. I was with my missus at the time, and my mate was with his missus. We went together as the 4 of us. And his missus called me and was like, "Luke, there's this spider in the room. Can you come get it out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, fine." So I go to this room, and it's this true spider, obviously, but a decent sized true spider. So I just picked it up in my hand like that. It bit me immediately. I had a fat lump on my arm. So I've never been bit by a tarantula, but one spider in my mate's room bit me. I'll be back in 1 sec, sorry.
Bet that water boatman hurt, Bailey. I remember playing with them as a kid in this swimming pool on holiday. I think when it comes to the venom with a lot of the true spiders, it's just the research just isn't there, and like Luke was saying, it needs to be really to ensure that what's going out into the UK hobby is safe enough. But then, what is safe enough, I suppose? Sarah says, my Dolichothellia diamantinensis was giving it venom dripping threat postures when he teleported up my arm, went packing, and he never bit. He actually went to Luke. We'll ask him when he comes back, Sarah. And again, if you've got any other questions, drop them in the comments. I don't know how much longer Luke wants to stay up for. Oh, your thumb got infected from it. I caught a water shrew by accident, and they are venomous. Sarah says, how did the Dolichothalli diamantinensis mature male get on?
I gave that one to my dad, and I haven't actually asked him. To be honest, a lot of stuff that I give to my dad, and even a lot of the stuff that I don't give to my dad, just seems to stay with him, and I never see it again. I think he put it to good use. Yeah, I'll actually, I'll have to ask when I see him on Thursday night.
Osman was close to getting tagged by a scolopendra running up my tweezers, so I'm really careful. Feeding her now. Phil did comment, he said he had one run up his shorts. Chili Brachius Electric Blue. That's the only thing that's ever come close to getting me. But you got to, I mean, I always think when a tarantula's up like this, it can bite that way, and that's it. Do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you the closest I've came to getting bit is when I was separating Monocentropus balfouri spiderlings from the female, but because the female's deep in a burrow, I was just picking all the slings off of the top, and all of a sudden she came flying at the hole, stridulating, fangs baring. That's the closest I've came, but that's me just being an idiot and not removing the danger.
Swear there was a study that freaked everyone out about venom, but it was directly inserted into a mouse's brain. Yeah, that's not useful information at all, is it? Because if you get bit, for it to go to your brain, they've got to get the vein first, haven't they? They've got to literally put it into the vein. The only other thing I've ever been bit by was a jaguar cichlid, and that was again because I was separating babies from the parents, and the male just took a chunk out of my thumb. Only tarantula makes me really nervous is the Selena brachys philippinus. They are absolutely mental, but so nice. 7 foot Olive python a few weeks ago got my hand and wrapped it up. Fuck that.
I'd say to Osman, yeah, I'd say for unpredictable spiders, they are definitely up there, 100%. They're definitely in the top 5. But I would say the most unpredictable spiders I've ever worked with is bee-roots. Bee-roots moxagorum. The neon blue legs. I don't know what it is with them, but they're one spider where if I leave a lid off, they'll do one. Like, the spiders here, I'll do it as a joke when my friends come round. Like, I'll open up a spider, I'll feed it, and then I'll walk out the room. I'll be like, can you watch that for me? They're like, whoa, what are you doing? And I can guarantee I could leave the room for an hour, come back, and I'll just be sitting there eating this dinner. I don't know what it is with bee roots, but the bee roots are up and out.
Worst bite Sarah's ever had was from a African fat-tailed gecko. Little sod took a chunk out of the thumb. You wouldn't think it though, would you? You wouldn't think a gecko would take a good chunk out, yeah, but yeah.
It's and reptile beard, I've got a similar story. So I've actually got an albino Burmese python, and I've had her since I was 18. So I've had her many years. And one time when I fed her in my old house when I was living with my ex-missus, she's eating rabbits, and I was being squeamish one day. I don't know, God knows what got into me, but they come in bags. So I picked it up by its feet in the bag and pulled the bag over my arm, so it was inside out on my arm, and I fed her like that. But she pulled the rabbit out of my hand that quick that she pulled the bag out and wrapped around it, and I'm like, oh God, I need to make sure she doesn't swallow the plastic. So I grabbed the plastic, and as I grabbed the plastic, she thought my arm was the prey item and called out my arm. So I was sat there in the spider room trying to get her off, and I just couldn't get her off. I tried there for 10 minutes, and all of a sudden I was like, God, this isn't going to work, is it? My hand was starting to go purple. So I shouted down to my missus at the time. I was like, can you come and help me? She came up, and she did help me, but ever since that day, hated the snakes. Yeah, big snakes aren't to be messed with. And for the record, 9 times out of 10, I think owning a big snake's a bad idea. For the record.
Osmoister says the Boirups and the Selicona brachys belong to the same subfamily. Goes on to say Orphanaceous dichromata is also another spider that's up there.
Yeah. Oh, I actually want to. I wonder if you'll know this. My brain really is dying at a minute. But 1 second.
Just while you're doing that, Machine says my closest call was Chilibrachys kraken flying up my arm during a rehouse and perched on my shoulder like a parrot. My missus carefully catch cupped it off me.
So, just say to Osman, it came back to me. I've literally had to look at my website because, long day. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. The Serena cosmine species Albognathus that I've got on the website supposedly is B-Roops Albognathus. So that would then be in the same family. That was what I was told when I picked them up. That one on the website is the last one I have in stock, but supposedly they're B-Roops as well.
I think, Luke, I'm going to have to call it a day in a minute or two.
Yeah, man.
Didn't realise it got 11:15.
Thank you, everybody, watching until late. It's very much appreciated.
Remember, pop over Spar Spiders, show Luke love and support, and use that discount code, Christmas25. If you can't do it today, that code is valid until Wednesday, 8 p.m. Channel members get the privilege of a discount all year round. And remember to type, if you do buy anything, remember to type mystery box in the comments so you can be in it to win it on Christmas Day with that mystery box giveaway. Nessa, I am feeling tired.
Yeah, I'm feeling tired too. Yeah, it's a
I've
long
done my
day.
normal job today, as well as literally take an office down inside the building today, inside our place, which was
It's
quite...
funny you say that, Osman, because I'm pretty sure I've had that conversation with you before about the old Bugnathus potentially being B-Roots. That's probably why it sprung to mind, actually.
But Nessa, my camera's up here, so to look at the camera straight, I have to do this. So I'm looking down at the comments, reading, so that makes me look like I'm knackered. Nessa's been a channel member for 35 months. Insane, isn't it? The support you get is just
Crazy, man.
it's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Sarah says, cheers, guys. Good talk. Nessa says, my Theopothesis from you, I won last Christmas Day, is 5 inches now.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't surprise me, yeah. Yeah. I'm working with so many Ferrofosa. I'm just about to start pairing Sturmy again. Yeah, I love the Ferrofosa. And to be honest, I've worked with them that long now that the hairs don't affect me as much as they did. But I'll still get Dad to pack them up when we got a show.
Has he got the thicker skin?
Oh, yeah, but he's tattooed, isn't he? He's tattooed almost fucking, neck to foot. So, yeah, his skin's already been through it.
Oh, damn, yeah. Phil's been channel member for 47 months. Fuck.
I appreciate everybody tuning in. I really do. It's so nice, because I do really like coming on the streams, and I'd love to get a new laptop and do it a bit more professionally. But every time I come on, I really love talking to everybody in the chat, and I really appreciate everybody watching. It's great. Yeah, I can't do this for my pals, unfortunately. They don't care about my spiders, but you guys do, so it's nice to be a part of it.
It's amazing for me because, obviously I had a lot of time off the lives this year because of family and stuff. And my head just couldn't get lively on a live. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So for everybody to come back is mind-blowing support. Mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's brilliant, man. I love it. I really do enjoy these nights, must say. Even though I haven't eaten yet, and even though I've got a tomorrow. Yeah.
What do you press to find the memberships? You're already a member, Bailey. I think. Because I think the little round circle thing after your name does it. Oh, there you go. What the fuck? He's been channel member for 56 months. Literally from the very beginning. From the very, very beginning. Jeez. Proper OG. You get to, even though a lot of you guys in the comments, and obviously I probably haven't met in real life, but you do get to know people through literally the comment section. I mean, we set up the camera, didn't we? Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I do remember it as well. Yes, Sarah, I love it.
Oh, cheers, Sarah. Appreciate it. I will send Luke the updated channel member list. So even if you're only a channel member for a month, you still get the privilege of having 15% off over at Spar Spiders, which is separate to the 15% off from tonight until Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Quickly, Susan. No, I'm not actually breeding Albopolos Nicaragua. I haven't even got any females.
Hey, Susan. Sorry, I don't think I said hello.
There is there's not many of them out at all. They're going to stop coming in because now they've hit the CITES list. So yeah, maybe I should pick some up. Maybe I should.
But yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night and go jump in bed.
Yeah, man.
Tomorrow's day off the gym, so I get a lie in. 7:30.
Sounds good.
But as always, Luke, appreciate you coming on, man. It's been absolutely awesome, and listening to yourself and Charlie, fucking amazing, as always.
Nah, and yourself, mate, and yourself.
Shame because I have the most handsome, mature male. Go to sleep, Scott says. Nessa. Yeah. Wait, when did T Elbow become CITES? The last 4 weeks, wasn't
it? No, well, it's a difficult one, but put it this way. I researched it when I wanted to bring some stuff in, and I was not allowed to bring the 3 to tackle Albopolos, which is funny because I haven't seen them come in. The Nicaraguan Albopolos used to come in a lot wild caught. They used to come in with the Samani all the time, but now if you notice, it's a Samani. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 95% sure that they're on the CITES list. I could be wrong. I could hold hands up and be wrong, but yeah, when I searched for legislation, it said I can bring them here, so I didn't.
Right, everybody, I'm going to say good night. You've been here from the very start. Thank you very much for the support. Really appreciate it. Also appreciate all the support with the videos and stuff like that. Over Christmas, I tend to put a video out as and when. Just purely because, I want to wind the kids up with Christmas films and stuff like that at night times instead of videoing. So I'm sure you guys can appreciate that. And again, Luke's Mystery Box giveaway, the winner will be announced on the Christmas Day live giveaway on this channel when Luke comes on and joins us on that evening. That's starting from 6 p.m. onwards. We have got a ton of stuff to give away, so if you are around Christmas evening, pop along. It should be pretty cool. The machine says 24-hour live stream challenge, guys. Nah, I ain't down for that.
I think I'd actually be up for that, but I'd have to.
One then.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that one time. I don't know. It sounds kind of fun. I'll video myself. I'll put a GoPro on myself and just go about my day doing spider stuff.
Doing everything.
See what happens.
But yeah, thank you everyone for joining, and massive thank you to yourself again, Luke. Appreciate it as always.
Thank you. It's a privilege.
Everybody. Take care.
Good night.